domed facility you see in the background of your picture. Night one of the new ISU Short Track World Tour did not disappoint. Year number 2, I should add, and we are expecting more of the same this action. We are starting with action, and we will be carrying that all through the afternoon. Hi everybody, Gavin Day here. Tyler Dara sitting right next to me. Are we ready to go? Because we are expecting another great show.
Absolutely, Gavin. It's, day 2 here, Short Track World Tour main events. This is that opportunity where we're starting to see where all the top skaters match up. They've had their summer break, they've put in the work, they're in preparation for the Olympic Games, but now they get to face off on the ice to see where they stand. They're all sizing each other up, trying to see who's the best in this moment as they work towards the Winter Olympic Games in Milano Cortina.
We've already had some of the heads of state put in good results. We've already seen some newcomers putting in some impressive performances as well. So what awaits? Well, we're about to find out. Moments away from the first action on day number 2 of year number 2 of the ISU Short Track World Tour. They have done here, the fans filing in. The first of 2 weekends here in Montreal. They introduce all the Canadians who are on the roster. And then we will get going. Mixed team relay is the first event of the day. B final and then A final.
So if you were with us yesterday, we were talking a lot about the Olympic qualification process. In the mixed relay event, it's the top 12 teams from the World Tour standings in the mixed relay will qualify entry into the Winter Olympic Games. Now we're going to have the B final and the A final. So these will be the top 8 teams. So they're all getting a healthy amount of points here to move them up that standing and give them a good, a good chance to qualify for those Olympic Games.
But added importance on a race like the B final. The 5th is obviously, goes without saying, a lot better than 8th.
Absolutely, you'll secure far more points getting that 5th place finish than the 8th place finish. And again, you don't know what's going to happen in future events, so you want to maximize every opportunity that you get.
It's easier to pad the results now and then become that more desperate, chasing results down the end. We only, of course, have 4 events this year, and so the margins are razor thin.
Well, and one thing too, as we're talking about that, traditionally maybe we see a team in 7th or 8th not putting in the same effort if they're out of contention later in that mixed relay. That will not be the case this weekend. In this race coming up, everybody will be fighting for every spot all the way through.
The first of 2 weekends in Montreal. We are back here to do this all again next week with 2 days of qualifying, Thursday and Friday, and then the main World Tour sessions Saturday and Sunday, all part of the ISU's Skate to Milano in short track, speed skating, and figure skating. The lights come up. That means the racing is at hand. A lot of people out on the concourse as we were taking our positions here. Montreal also hosting the World Championships in March. So it's a whole lot of Montreal for short track. And there is the program for the afternoon. So we'll do those 2 mixed relays, and then we will have our first flood of the day. So just a quick taste of all the action to come before we get to catch our first break, but these mixed relays are always something special.
It's always such a great way to kick off the Sunday with the mixed relay finals. Right out of the gate, we get right into the medals, we get right into the action. It's an all-out sprint, this mixed relay. It's only 18 laps long. It's far shorter than any other relay. It goes a lot quicker. You have that interesting combination of the male and female skiers having to make exchanges. Lots of fun to watch.
So these ones are pre-planned exchanges, unlike the other relays. So 2 men, 2 women, 2.5 laps, and then 2 laps on the second time through. So I'll just dive right into it, no easing into it. I might be dating my references, but pas le temps de niaiser, as they say here in Quebec. And we just get right into it.
Well, interesting to see how these finals played out. We have the world rank United States American Eagles ranked number 5, Italian Gladiators world rank number 6. Japan Ninjas, world rank number 8, and the Polish Hussar, world rank number 7. So positions 5 through 8, all in this B final.
And then in the A final, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The rare time it follows the form book in a sport that is so unpredictable. And Japan, that was a look at Miyata Shogo. They also have, on the men's side, Yoshinaga Kazuki. The women, Nakashima Mide and Kurokawa Ki. Mariana Fontana leading things off for the Italian Gladiators, Natalia Malashevska. And we're just noticing, we're down to 3. No USA Eagles.
Not sure why we're absent of the USA Eagles team. Might be an injury to a team member or illness, but opting out of this B final race.
They were on the start list, but obviously something changed since that had been filed. And so we go with 3.
Well, having 3 teams opens up a little bit more space on the ice. You're never really in too bad of a position, even if you're in third. If you're in that third position, you have no one tracking you down from behind. You can skate a little bit more relaxed in the back. The Ninjas look for that second place position ahead of the Gladiators.
And it is Gabriela Topolska leading the way. Nakashima Mide right behind her. Eliza Confortola have been bumped to the back a little bit with that move. Now the men are in for 2.5.
DNA Cellier leading us out, not skating any individual events this weekend. We're used to seeing him in the 500. He's got tremendous sprint capability, but here, putting it to use in the mixed relay.
Now it's Michał Niewinski and Yoshinaga Kazuki with a look up the inside. It's not there yet, so playing the waiting game, still a bit of time to play out in this race.
Well, Michał Niewinski very much using his speed track. You can see how wide he's exiting on these corners, keeping that pace high as he hands off to Natalia Malashevska.
Malashevska leading the way. Couple-time World Cup 500-meter discipline overall champion. Back on the international podium last year at the World Championships. And she goes to Topolska, and a push for the lead. Is it? In the end, this is still playing out a lap later, and in the end, the Hussars shuffled all the way back to 3rd.
Well, sometimes you just get caught on the outside. You can't find your way back into position, and that sends you right to the back of the pack.
And Miyata Shogo. DNA Cellier. Thomas Natalini. One more exchange to come. It will be the last 2 laps.
Here comes Natalini, jumping up the inside of Cellier. He makes it stick.
And Speckenhauser paying attention there, getting into the right position. We're just in time for the exchange. That's a dangerous time where it can go a little bit awry, but it is the Japanese Ninjas on course for a 5th place. And Yoshinaga crosses the line ahead of Speckenhauser and Niewinski.
Well, as you were saying, Gavin, when your teammate is making a pass into the exchange corner, you quickly have to adjust your order for the exchange with the other team inside the track. And it all happens so quickly. So that often leads to mix-ups or poor exchanges that lend to passes happening right back.
So a tidy skate from the Ninjas against 2 sides that, I mean, any one of these sides on another day could be on an international podium. Taking these B finals very, very seriously. Lock down the points now so that you can rest easy.
Well, the Ninjas were world ranked 8th last year, so that's a step forward for them, getting that 5th place position. Well executed. And
oh yes, just getting started, and it's an A final, so we're getting ready for showtime here in Montreal. They've got the backdrop out. They've got the crystal globe balanced on the podium. Not going to tempt fate just yet to say, well, it's safely on now.
So if you're unfamiliar with the mixed relay, each athlete has to skate 2 times. The first time on the track, they will skate 2.5 laps. Their second time out, they will skate 2 laps. So 4.5 laps total for each athlete. 18 laps is the race length. which is 2 kilometers.
Done very quickly. So we are going to get a proper introduction. It's our chance to see what kind of little bits of fun they can have right before the race. A little boost of team spirit, team camaraderie before they get down to business. And here we go.
The athletes' presentation for the mixed 2,000-meter relay, A final. De la ligne numéro are starting in lane number 1, Choi Min-jong, Kim Gi-lee, Lee Jung-min, Rim Jong-un, the Republic of Korea, White Tigers. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, the reigning world champions, Danae Blais, Courtney Sarrault, Steven Dubois, Félix Roussel, Team Canada! De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, first overall in the mixed relay last year, Sandra Velzeboer, Michelle Velzeboer, Turnboer, Melle van 12, Team Netherlands! Et de la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, the reigning Olympic champions, Chang Shutong, Wang Xiran, Sun Long, Liu Shaoang, Team China!
So pick your poison. All 4 of these teams won on World Tour last season. The Canadians won the World Championships. The Chinese are Olympic champions. The Dutch had the most wins last year on World Tour, winning 3 times, but it's a change. No Jens van 't Vout, battling some illness, so Thunborg draws in. Melle van 't Vout keeping his place from earlier. So there is one van 't Vout brother on the ice, as well as the Velzeboer sisters.
Well, the absence of Jens van 't Vout on the Dutch Lions team will certainly impact him a little bit. He's always their finishing leg. He's such a strong skater. He's a skater that's very difficult to replace.
Jae Min-jong, Courtney Sarrault, Michelle Velzeboer, and Wang Xinran.
Go to the start. Ready.
Week 1 last year was the Dutch winning and Canadians winning the second leg in Montreal, but off the line, it's Courtney Sarrault in absolutely spectacular form so far.
Well, unlike other relay races, getting to the lead of the relay in the mixed relay is critical. It's integral to success. You want to be out front. You want to control the race. You want clean exchanges because it's such a short relay.
And Danae Blais draws in. She has Kim Gi-lee right behind her, Sandra Velzeboer, and Zhang Chutong. Velzeboer up the inside for second. And Zhang tries to follow on Kim.
Well, Kim Gi-lee back to 4th. She had some late race heroics, making a double inside pass yesterday to secure gold for the Korean White Tigers. She may need to do that again today.
Korea White Tigers getting the win in the women's relay yesterday. Félix Roussel, Thunborg loses balance a little bit. That opens the door.
Well, Rim Jong-un was able to capitalize, but he slipped. Thunborg back up the inside.
And now the door is open for Sun Long to get into second. All the while, that's allowed Canada to open it up a little bit. Steven Dubois, he has Liu Shaoang bearing down on him.
Liu Shaoang just flying out there, closes that gap so quick. He'll look up the inside of Steven Dubois.
Liu Shaoang looking more and more like the Liu Shaoang of old, as the women's skaters are going to come back for their second stints. Just 2 laps for them this time, though.
Courtney Sarrault now trying to get the Ice Maples back into the lead of the race. Beautiful 2 crossover entry there to get that speed going. Setting up, looking outside.
Wang Xinran trying to keep her at bay. Danae Blais on the ice to see how the exchanges go. Blais looks on the outside, and down she goes on her own. The Ice Maples are out. They do tag up. Siro paying attention, but they are far behind as Sandra Velzebor for the lead.
Well, the Dutch Lions found themselves back in the pack early. They were able to get all the way back to the lead of this race. Incredible job from this team, not giving up for an instant. Sun Long looking around for a move on Tunbor.
But here comes Rim Jong-un. Not so precocious youngster anymore. He's now a serious contender as he goes in for Lee Jong-min. Melle van het Vout trying to hang on. One more to go. Melle van het Vout. What a debut this would be. But it is Liu Xiaoang up the inside for the lead. And he will take it for the Chinese lungs.
What an incredible finish from Liu Xiaoang.
What a move. All the pressure. One lap to go. Liu Xiaoang has looked like his old self this weekend.
Well, that's what we were used to seeing from Liu Xiaoang. It was a little bit absent last year. He's looking like he's in great form again here on this Olympic season. What a tremendous result for the Chinese lungs.
Van het Vout just couldn't quite hang on, and in the end, the White Tigers jumped up for second as well as we go through the race here quickly.
Well, no shortage of drama here. That was an earlier look. The inside move from Sandra Velzebor, dropping Kim Gilly back to fourth.
I don't think anything's getting reviewed. It was Blais going out on her own. Heartbreak for the Canadian side.
Going shoulder to shoulder there was Tunbor and Rim Jong-un. There's another look at that earlier pass from Liu Xiaoang.
This was Blais' second time in.
The ice just giving way under her feet.
This was Boer. This was Rim getting up into second. And that last gasp move from third to first. And the door was open for the White Tigers to claim that silver medal too. Chinese lungs, one victory in the mixed team relay, but hold up, going down to the ice.
Final decision, penalty, Team Korea.
So the Korean side is penalized. There was the lane change. Yeah, there was this move here. It was Rim on Boer. And you watch going outside, the double pump inside. That knocked Boer off balance. That initially allowed the Chinese lungs to get up into second. So that is the penalty, which pumps up the Canadians to bronze. And there you have it confirmed. Chinese lungs, though, just one win on World Tour last season, and that was in Beijing, but they are starting off the season with a bang as they continue their pursuit of defense of their Olympic gold medal coming up in February. Dutch Lions silver, Canadian Ice Maples for bronze. Tyler's hustling down to get some post-race thoughts as they get set up for the victory ceremony. Sure everybody's there. The alternate, some of them out for medals. They get their podium jackets on as well. There is some small consolation for Danae Blais that they'll get a bronze medal. And undoubtedly, they'll be back again to the medal presentation.
The medal ceremony for the mixed 2,000 meter relay. Les médailles seront présentées par. The medals will be presented by the chief referee, Mr. Balash Kovar, accompanied by the first assistant referee, Mr. Danny Lemay. troisième position et gagnant de la médaille de bronze. In third place and winners of the bronze medal, Team Canada, the Ice Maples! Danae Blais, Ken Boutin, Florence Brunel, William Blanchou, Steven Dubois, Félix Roussel, and Courtney Sorrow. Team Canada. En deuxième position et gagnant de la médaille d'argent. In second place and winners of the silver medal, Team Netherlands, the Dutch Lions. Teun Boer, Jens van Palt, Miller van Palt, Michelle Velzeboer and Xandra Velzeboer. Team Netherlands. En première position et gagnant de la médaille d'or. In first place and winners of the gold medal, Team China, the Longs. Gong Li, Li Wenlong, Liu Shaowang, Sun Long, Wang Xiran, Tang Boao, Tang Shutong. Team China. Mesdames et messieurs les médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
They'll do their second group photo in front of the backdrop. There's the photographers assembled on that side. And then we'll see the big question. Did Tyler make it down to get his skates on? And I believe he has again. We will hear from one of the Chinese lungs. They begin their season with a victory in the mixed relay. Down we go.
What an incredible finish. Liu Shaowang, can you tell me about that double inside pass at the very end?
Well, it's so not easy to skate, start from the fourth position, but we still made it, and really proud of the team, really proud of the whole crowd here, a lot of Chinese fans here. So thank you guys.
Well, thank you very much. What an incredible race. Congratulations to you and the rest of your team.
Thank you guys, and good luck.
Would you do us the favor of throwing this out to the crowd?
Yes.
There we go, and we now head into our first break. So just whetting the appetite, a little bit of what's to come in probably the best way possible with incredible races like that. And so we will be back at 2:10 local time, which is about 15 minutes from now. Next block of racing includes 500-meter women's quarterfinals and semifinals, as well as the 1,000-meter men's quarterfinals. So take a break. Be back with you soon.
avec les quarts de finale chez les femmes 500 mètres. We will now take a short break to resurface the ice. We will be back at 2:10 p.m. for the quarterfinals for the women's 500 meters.
Two Italians, 5 skaters, 3 medals.
William D'Angelo in control out front. Looks like a little bit of a stumble as he was maybe trying to set up a pass.
It is D'Angelo, the Crystal Globe winner, and he is going to pick up where he left off in Montreal.
Stay calm as you led that race start to finish under pressure.
First of all, ça va bien Montréal? I think it's a lot of preparation on my part during the summer with my teammates. It's situations that we also face in Canadian trials, so yeah, I have the chance to train with the great guys that push me every day and help me win races like these ones.
This strategy from Corey Stoddard, leading it out start to finish, worked in all previous rounds, but now she's going up against even stronger skaters. Thoreau sets up wide, will she look to carry it around or tuck inside? She looks inside, but a catch with Sandra.
Thoreau trying everything she can, throwing everything at Stoddard. Thoreau bringing it around, Stoddard's gonna push, but it's Thoreau.
Was this the start to the season that you were expecting?
Not what I was expecting, but what I was going for. So yeah, I'm really, really happy, and it's in front of a home crowd, so couldn't be better.
goes to the front.
Felix Roussel now winding up again, retaking the lead of this race.
Absolutely no fear from the young man. Rim Jong-un going away. The name is Rim Jong-un. Remember it.
첫 시니어 무대인 만큼 메달 따서 너무 기쁘고 오늘 응원해주신 분들 모두 감사합니다.
World champions in the distance.
Well, this is the world-class A final here for the relay. The top 4 teams from last year's World Tour really looking like they are still the best 4 teams on the World Tour. What an inside move by Kim Gilly. Ice Maples back to third now.
Kim Gilly breaking away. Sauro making the move for second. Here comes Sandra Velzebor. It's going to tighten up at the line. Kim Gilly holding them off. White Tigers take gold.
Korea is strong.
That was a great relay race from your team. What do you have to say about your team?
수고했습니다.
4 stops on this year's World Tour compared to 6 for last year. Now, Tyler, there is a good reason for that. It's Olympic season, and how much preparation is being put towards that?
Well, the Olympic season is the peak of the quad. That's what the quad centers around. And coming with that is the pressure, not only that the athletes are putting on themselves, but the pressure that they feel of their nation. It's their opportunity to write their name in the history books, to capture that Olympic gold medal, and to become a global recognized athlete. So it's an incredible opportunity, but that often pushes athletes in the off season to elevate their level of skating. They're going to try to put in more training, but they're always walking a fine line. If they're doing too much, it can cost them and they may get an injury or they may be overtired in their training. If they do too little, maybe they don't rise to the occasion. So when you have an Olympic year, it's so exciting to see who's stepping up, who's taking on that pressure, and who can deliver.
And of course, they can't just look at the Olympics themselves. It's important, these World Tour events. How important are these races to get to those Olympics?
Well, these races are integral. These four World Tour stops are the qualification process. It's the first step of the journey towards the Olympics in which you need to qualify. So we're going to be looking at skaters qualifying in the top 32 in the 500 meter, the 1,000 meter, skaters qualifying the top 36 over the course of the World Tour series. And then, of course, they can throw away their worst results. So we'll be doing some math problems as we move throughout the World Tour.
So it's not just for the podium, it's not just for the Crystal Globe. Olympic spots are on the line over the World Tour.
bloc de course, nous allons avoir les 500 mètres, quart de finale et demi-finale chez les femmes. So the 500-meter women's quarterfinals and semifinals. And then along with that, we will also have the 1,000-meter men's quarterfinals in night chez les hommes en de quart de finale. Après ça, nous allons avoir les finales. Mais premièrement, c'est les quarts de finale et demi-finale. Racing will start in around 1.5 minutes here. Nous sommes environ à 1 minute des courses.
The return to action as the women's 500-meter quarterfinals, and I think this event, perhaps more than any, just shows the depth in the women's field, because we look at some of them, and you know, for a quarterfinal, these are barn burners.
Just phenomenally fast skaters in every single race, and some interesting line positions are going to shake things up where we have some fast starters. So we'll see if we have some first half corner drama, just battling for that first turn. We know the importance of getting to the lead of the 500 meter. You got to put everything on the line here to get through to that semifinal. So it will be a battle even just at the first turn.
And then there's the returning skaters who we know can get results. We'll have Selma Poutsma, a proven World Cup winner, in heat number 1, and since she hasn't really raced, she's unranked, and so she's going up against some other proven talent. Then you look at the likes of Courtney Sorrow. I want to say maybe it's too early to say she's on the form of her life, but she is skating incredibly well. She also does not have a world ranking in this distance, and she's going to be sort of mixing it up in some busy heats later to come.
Well, this first heat, Selma Poutsma, lane 2, she has a blistering fast start. However, to her left, in first position, Kim Boutin, who also has an equally fast start. So Kim Gilly may have a challenge there trying to keep up to those two on that opening half lap. So that will be a target for her, to try to keep those two within reach.
This may be the lone vulnerable spot for Kim, is that she's solid, you know, elite world class in the 1,000 and the 15, but in that quick speed category, maybe a half step behind. But Boutin, it's always been Boutin or Velzeboer, who's going to have the better start, but now you can throw in Selma Poutsma. And as quarterfinal heat number 1 goes, this one's just an absolute doozy.
Yeah, I think Selma Poutsma's biggest challenge is going to come from Kim Gilly late in this race as she starts to fatigue, and Kim Gilly has that stamina to continue to the end.
So it's Boutin, Poutsma, Kim Gilly, Julie Latai, Kurokawa Kii, also looking to get their names in the mix.
Red.
And it is Boutin, and it is Poutsma, and it's Latai with a decent jump. Can she get ahead of Kim? Yes, she can, but down goes Kim. And now it's a big gap between Boutin and Poutsma and Kurokawa.
Well, this changes the dynamic when you see the two skaters have gone down and you're free off the front like Kim Boutin is. You have a tendency to want to relax, but you can't. You need to still put up a fast time to have a great lane position in the semifinals.
Unfortunate for Latai, she came in 47th ranked in the world, and this would be a top 20 performance for her, but she just had, I think, the beating of Kim going around the corner, but just was not able to get through it. But it's Boutin taking it, Poutsma in second, and then we'll review that incident.
Well, we'll wait to go back for the review here, but Julie Latai beats Kim Gilly to the block. She's on the outside, she's accelerating, she has the lead here, but Kim Gilly knows the importance of getting ahead of her. She looks to go up the inside. There's a contact on the hip of Julie Latai, and that sends her down to the ice. Kim Gilly goes off balance as well.
So it's possible contact from behind that they're looking like, but unfortunate for Latai that she was not in one of those top 2 spots. Because of course the first and second from each race and up to a maximum of 2 fastest third place skaters go to the semifinals.
And being that third position can be a qualification on time, the officials do have the authority to make that advancement position.
Right. We've seen it for second place as well.
Yeah, we've seen it with those 1+s. So there could potentially be an advancement there, but we'll wait to see the decision.
One thing we do know, Boutin and Poutsma first into the semis. Those will be up right after the men's 1,000-meter quarterfinal. There's that incident. And Kurokawa
right there, the elbow on the hip. As soon as those hips just get pushed out, we talked about it, Gavin, that rotation begins to happen. You can't hold it. Blades lift off. Physics wins again.
That's my line.
Beat you to it this time.
Well played. Until we meet again. So they look at one screen for the review as they speak with the review room, then they move over to the other to tap.
So we're getting informed that they're looking at also possible shared responsibility. Could be that it was the late pass entry or failure to give way, but also at the same time could be a change of track on the corner from outside to inside from Julie Lataille, and which would then negate any decision.
And to the ice we go.
Final decision, no penalty for shared responsibility between number 101 USA and number 6 Korea.
And so there you go. It is in fact shared responsibility. So no penalty. They sort of say it's both of you.
They need to have clear evidence that they can tell, oh, this was the intent of the athlete. So if they're unsure as well in that fact, shared responsibility.
And so this one will have an intra-team, as you see the results from quarterfinal heat number 1. Bhutan Poutsma Kudokawa Keys, time 44.999. We'll see how that holds up. Heat number 2 has an intra-team, intra-family battle. Cassandra and Michelle Velzeboer. Jaemin Jong also there. Florence Brunel also there. And Martina Valchipina, another returning athlete with some international success. And so, oh boy, this one could be a lot of fun. This is an absolute world-class field. Brunel won in Tilburg last year in the 500 meters. Cassandra, multiple 500-meter victories.
Cassandra Velzeboer, an expert of the speed track. Her sister, Michelle, tracking her down beautifully right behind, looking very relaxed as Florence Brunel looks up the inside. Contact.
Oh, and she bumped Valchipina and then sort of undercut her legs as she went down, and so that will be reviewed. Jaemin Jong has some work to do. I don't think she's going to do it, and it will be the family Velzeboer going 1 and 2.
Well, Jaemin Jong was looking a little bit out of hope there, back to position number 5, but it just takes one incident to open that gap, and then she had to continue to push to try to get a time.
Did she do that race with her skin suit unzipped?
I did not notice, Gavin.
I thought, no, it is there. I thought I saw the black undersuit at the line, and then she had it there. Anyway, she did zip up there.
It is possible sometimes the zippers do malfunction. Not fun to have that in a race when the zipper goes on you.
That was the incident that's getting reviewed. It did come undone. Yeah. I did spot it there.
Yeah, so normally the zipper tabs have to be pointed down. That locks the zipper in place, but if it flicks up, then the zipper can go.
It's not exactly aerodynamic, but she overcame.
I've seen some bobby pins broken out before a race to keep suits together.
So what is being looked at? Possible lane change from inside to out on Florence Brunel. Diving up the inside there of Valchipina.
Well, we'll look to see the replay again here, but sometimes what skaters are looking to do as they're making the inside pass, they're trying to shift their track to the outside to buy them a little bit more room on the entry so that they don't have to dive the entry and ditch their speed. If they can get a little bit wider entry, as we know, you can carry your speed more easily and keep more speed out of the corner.
Final decision, penalty, number 8, Canada.
So there you have it. It is a penalty on Brunel. No advancement from 3rd place. So we'll get a look here. She shifts from inside to out is the ruling right. There, maybe kind of lost balance with that blade.
They clicked blades there, so it was a little bit of instability as Florence Brunel's kind of coming across back in a normal stride though, but clashing blades with Valchipina.
Everybody did finish okay though. Heat number 3 has another intra-team rivalry. And 2 skaters who are, well, as good as sisters, Kristen Santos Griswold and Corin Stoddart. The 2 rivals who went rivals, friends who went down to the wire for the Crystal Globe last season. Also here, Natalia Malashevska, a World Championship medalist. Wang Xinran, Chiarabeti.
Ready.
Malashevska with that quick start from third position to tuck into second behind Corey Stoddard. Well defended by Malashevska there. She blocked off the inside lane from Kristen Santos Griswold.
Malashevska was an emotional return to the podium with her bronze medal in Beijing. Looking like she's in form right now. Santos Griswold perhaps losing an edge there as she has Betty behind her, but Corin Stoddard, another one who has gotten off this season like an absolute shot.
Well, Corey Stoddard had some late season struggles. She's come back fast as ever here to start off the season in Montreal. Malashevska doing a terrific job keeping in contact with her, but watch out, here comes Kristen Santos.
And it's Stoddard, and I think Malashevska still hung on. Took a little turn to the left, knowing Santos Griswold was there, almost instinctively, but I think she stuck out the blade and got it. But Corin Stoddard, early statements from her.
Well, what a powerful skate from Corey Stoddard. She didn't falter at all the entirety of that race. Sometimes we're watching to see if there are any slips or stumbles. How stable do the skaters look on the ice? Corey Stoddard looking rock solid all weekend. Terrific skate.
Malashevska. Santos Griswold going for every single thousandth of a second that she could, and yeah, it is Malashevska. 42.944 for Santos Griswold. That is now the fastest of the third place times. Kurokawa, her time is shuffled out.
Well, we've been talking about the teammates, the sisters in the earlier heats here. And this next one, Courtney Sorrell, Hannah DeSmit, Ariana Fontana. Not this past summer, the summer before. All three of those skaters were training together. They are very familiar with each other on the ice. They have, you know, good intel on each other. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses.
Fontana, Quebec is her second home. She's been taking time to head up to Quebec City as well, to the Oval there. She will try to do double duty in Milan, which would be her 5th Olympics. Started all the way back in Turin in 2006. And so Sorrell, DeSmet, Fontana, Zhang, and Camilla Cellier, Zhang Chutang with the Chinese lungs. There is Fontana. DeSmet did not train in Montreal this summer.
Go to the start. Ready.
Race to the line, Sorrell was half a skate behind, and now she jumps to the front, heading into the corner. Everybody through, DeSmet, Fontana, Zhang, and Cellier.
Well, not a great first step from Courtney Sorrell, but that's the advantage of the first lane position. You can make those mistakes and still win, but Courtney Sorrell just pulling away from the field here. Incredible power right now.
It's a move for second, Fontana there. They are going to get the bell this time around. I may be wrong, but I do not think Sorrell has lost in an individual race this season. Going 9 for 9 at the Canadian Championships, winning gold yesterday in the 1,000 and on her way here in the 500 meters.
Well, you can't say enough good things about Courtney Sorrell right now. She looks like she's on an absolute mission every time she gets on the ice. She doesn't hold back, no matter the round, no matter the race. She looks like she is just on track for success right now. Also just want to add Ariana Fontana, terrific skate there. That inside pass on Hannah DeSmit, never easily done. I was questioning the form maybe a little bit. How is Ariana skating with all the long track and moving around that she's doing? That was a phenomenal skate from her, moving her through to the semifinals, looking in great form.
She always seems to know when to peak for World Championships and Olympics. And DeSmet's time of 43.156, not enough in third place. So it's Santos Griswold and Choi Min-jong moving through as the third place qualifiers. On the lunch break, I did run into Courtney Sorrell, and I said, I think we need some credit up here too. After she was up with us in the booth last year in the slow start to the season, I said, we gave you the motivation not to come back to join us. She laughed. Mercilessly. No.
Attention to all spectators. There is not allowed the use of a flash photography. Please make sure your flash is off. We've had a
Men's 1,000-meter quarterfinals coming up. 4 heats. Top 2 from each race, and up to 2 fastest third-place skaters move into the semifinals. Already out on the ice. Shin Dong-Ming. Shin Dong-Ming, pardon me. Lucas Speckenhauser, Felix Roussel, Stan de Smet, and Niall Tracy. There's Speckenhauser in a final yesterday. Casting a glimpse down to heat number 4. We'll see Rim Jong-un.
Well, being in these quarterfinals, all these skaters are now officially will be ranked in the top 20 of the distance, so there's a lot of points that they've been awarded. However, every single spot they can improve their ranking is just going to add up more and more points for them towards that Olympic qualification.
Interesting to note on this line, 15, 16, 17 helmets. Those were their World Tour finishes last season. And then there's 12, Felix Roussel. All guys who are in the ballpark of each other. So it's a very talented field.
Go to the start. Ready.
Would love to just throw a spanner into the plans of all of these guys around him. He's going to make his own personal statement. Roussel picked up a World Tour victory last season, ranked 5th in the world in this distance. Speckenhauser.
Early move from Speckenhauser here to get up towards the front. You know when Felix Roussel goes to the lead that he's going to start pushing the pace. Here comes Shin Dong-Min.
Semi-final round, that means you must either finish first or second with a maximum of 2 fastest third-place skaters that will qualify for
Watch Roussel to set up again. Lucas Speckenhauser putting up the block.
Roussel can't get through. Always watch for Stan de Smet at the back. He loves to push, and he's never afraid to make a move if he sees the opening.
From the Republic of Korea, 3.5
When you're trapped in the back, sometimes you just got to wait for the opportunity. Now Felix Roussel striking a little on the outside. Contact there. They both go down.
Speckenhauser go down. It's Shin and now Niall Tracy as de Smet makes a move for second.
That means we have Shin Dong-Min out in front.
Niall Tracy stalking in third. Can he capitalize on this to try to get through? It's been a quick race.
It is de Smet and Shin trying to hold on. Tracy looks up the inside. No, it's not there. Opting to not take that risk and risk a spill, but it is de Smet winning the heat. Shin hanging on for second, and Niall Tracy 125.66, and we will see what gets looked at there. It wasn't for the lead, though, was it?
No, it was not. They were in top 2. They're battling out for second position there when Felix Roussel went on the outside of Lucas Speckenhauser. Soon to be looking to see if there's any contact from the outside by Felix Roussel on Lucas Speckenhauser, which could be a possible advancement if there were. But Stan de Smet doing a terrific job while back in 5th, just staying patient, waiting for the opportunity to strike, storing his energy and making 1 or 2 great moves at the end of the race while he's still fresh. And some skaters who've been battling and jockeying for position in the lead may be a little bit more fatigued. There's a look at his inside pass to the front ahead of Shin Dong-Min.
Roussel's win was in Beijing last year, and Tracy won the bronze medal as British Royals' only individual medal of the season. So often we're used to seeing Tracy sitting at the front. Different approach than that one, or maybe an enforced approach, had to chase from the beginning.
Well, when multiple skaters have that strategy of being at the lead, if you're not the first one to strike, the pace can jump very quickly, and that opportunity might pass you by.
Look inside the room. So, possible arm block is what would be on Roussel, and as Tyler noted, they were in the second place battle, so there could be an advancement right there. Here we go. After the replay, we'll go to the ice to our referee, Balash Gover.
Final decision, penalty, number 12, Canada. Advancement, number 17, Italy.
So Speckenhauser advanced, and that Niall Tracy 125.656 time. We are down to one possible fastest third place skater. So with 3 races to go, the margins that much more narrow.
Well, 125.6 is a quick time. I think that would be kind of on the bubble if we do get any time advancements, but many capable skaters in the following races who could do that and push a faster speed. Roberts Kreuzberg's coming up. We know he loves to lead, and he can lead it quick if he chooses.
But look out, position number 1, William Donjou, first and third ranked in the world in this one. And then independent neutral athlete Ivan Posashkov, Gleb Ivchenko, the Kazakh Nomads, and then Steven Dubois, who also can't be forgotten in this race. He came through the repechage this morning.
Well, mentally, you just got to be prepared for this race to go. You have some skaters that like to pull from the front, like William and Roberts. You got to be mentally ready to go off that gun, because someone's very likely going to strike right away.
Donjou got to take off yesterday in the 500, pardon me.
Go to the start. Ready.
So much to watch for. The automatic eye drifts to the crystal globe helmet on the front, but then there's Roberts, Kreuzberg, Steven Dubois also to watch for. Kreuzberg, as Tyler said, loves to get to the front, and the size of him is very difficult to knock off. Many have tried. We've seen last year a couple of guys who try to go shoulder to shoulder with him, and Kreuzberg's barely bats an eye, and they go off into the mats, and Dubois is forced out wide there.
Well, a lot of contact there from Ivchenko on Dubois. We'll be getting a review of that. William Donjou already has this race sub 9-second laps. They are flying out there. They make it look effortless, but this is quick, have no doubt. He's putting some hurt in everybody's legs right now.
And it's opening up a little gap. We're going to see 3 to go next time around, and Dubois showing his talent, his pedigree, the reason why he has a crystal globe. They're going 46 kilometers an hour.
Again, 8-7 here. William Donjou showing his strength. This, even despite getting bumped out earlier, this is a strong, fast race.
And it's Donjou coming around. We'll see how the third place time holds up, but makes it look effortless, doesn't he?
123.9, all on his own out front, just incredible.
Ivchenko's time is a 125.8. And so that sits behind Tracy's third place time, but there is
need to get a
possible review.
Yeah, this review from Ivchenko going up as Steven Dubois is working, and you can see that lane change from outside to in, just going to block the pass of Steven Dubois.
Looking at a possible lane change, yeah, right there.
You can just in reference to William Donjou, you can see how dramatically Ivchenko shifts his weight across the track from outside to in.
That would be a possible advancement if that is ruled that way, which would mean we would not have to worry about those fastest third place skaters at all.
Well, of course, you never want to have your race impeded or to be advanced like that. However, if it does occur, you know, that was a quick race. That was taxing on the legs, on the body for sure. So Steven Dubois avoiding all that effort will have banked some energy if he does get advanced through.
semifinals will be up after our next resurface break. To the ice we go.
Final decision, penalty, number 43, Kazakhstan. Advancement, number 4, Canada.
There you have it. Dubois is indeed into the semifinals. And so there go the two possible spots for third place. Unfortunate for Niall Tracy.
Well, we kind of covered it already. I think it speaks for itself there. Just that big shift across the track from outside to inside, making contact.
And there are your results. Heat number 3. As Felix Pigeon, Dan Koss, Liu Xiaoang, perhaps wind in the sails after that incredible pass in the mixed team relay. Brendan Corey of the Australian Racing Roos, and Sun Long. Pretty loaded field in its own right.
Go to the start. Ready.
So at least 4 people lined up at the start line. They're getting pictures of that start line. It's incredibly close for fans here. It's great entertainment. So if you are watching in the Montreal area or plan on being in the Montreal area next weekend, come join us. We'd be glad to have you. And Koss, this has been his philosophy. Get to the front. We've seen it plenty from him over the course of this weekend.
Well, we often see both Koss and Brendan Corey liking to skate near the head of the pack, doing just that right now. Liu Xiaoang and Sun Long, very capable passers, looking relaxed back in positions 4 and 5.
Felix Pigeon. There's some good racing this weekend. Canadian-born Polish Hussar.
Pigeon setting out wide. Will he hook this or go outside? He carries it outside, but Dan Koss doing a terrific job holding him off. But these two are expending a lot of energy battling with each other out front, and now they lose some speed. Brendan Corey capitalizes.
All the while, the Chinese lungs just stalking, and now they go. Corey's trying to hold off Liu. He's got one more lap to do it, but they flank him all the way around. Sun Long, Liu Xiaoang, Corey fighting to just stay in the third place won't be good enough. It will be 1 and 2 for the Chinese lungs.
Well, Brendan Corey did everything he could there, but you can often feel so helpless when you have skaters attacking you from inside to outside. You're basically left with nothing to defend because you look over one way, you look to move, you open the other side. There's almost nothing you can do.
It's unfortunate for him, too. It would have been the fastest third place. No, I guess it would have been the second one. Either way, fortunate for him, and that incident getting reviewed as well between Koss and Pigeon.
Well, Liu Xiaoang is just building confidence throughout this weekend, and we saw that mixed team relay finish earlier. I think that might have lit something in him where he's saying, oh yeah, you know what? I think I'm back.
He's remembering this feeling.
Another look. Looking so relaxed on that outside too, not even fighting to try to put the hand down, so comfortable out there.
Before we get everything finalized there, just jumping into heat number 4, there are 4 skaters. Once again, Jens Van't trying to get over a bout of sickness. Hopefully see him next weekend, and to the ice we go.
Final decision, penalty, number 42, Poland. Advancement, number 21, Netherlands.
So there you have it. Since that was in the front 2 positions, it's Koss advanced. So we might have some crowded fields to the semifinals this afternoon. Pigeon penalized.
Well, Dan Koss owned the lead of this race. He was defending his first position so well, never giving it up. And as a result, he gets that advancement from the incident from Felix Pigeon.
And one final heat. Rim Jong-un. What else can this young man do? He has his own teammate, Hwang Dae-han. Gold and silver yesterday in the 1500. Pietro Siegel, Rainis Berzins. So with no third place times, You got some pretty good skaters who will be not in the semis.
Ready.
In this last race, we
It's so hard. I'm so glad I'm not on that start line, because I'd be looking at these guys and just thinking, what do I have to do to get through? And you can't not believe in yourself. You've got to come up with a game plan. You've got to come up with a strategy for how you can possibly beat them.
Especially when you have the youth. If you're Pietro Segal on the front, you have those 2 cream white tigers behind you.
And finally, sitting in 4th, number 34.
Well, again, the times have been thrown out, and now we only have 4 skaters. So that changes the dynamic. That's why it's off to a slower start than we've seen in the previous semi-quarterfinals here. And Rim Jong-un now with the smooth inside pass.
I got to ask Pietro Segal during the break about Rim, and he's like, yeah, we knew he was going to be good. And he was just complimenting how he moves, how he passes. So he knows it.
Well, nice strike.
The scouting report is a bit in now on Rim Jong-un, but knowing what he can bring is one thing, beating him is something else.
2.5 laps to go now. Top 2 will be moving on to the semifinals.
Rim Jong-un going up the inside. So clean.
Here comes Wang.
Pietro Segal's got to close off this gap, as Wang Daeon's going to be looking to get up into 2nd position.
Closed it for a moment. Here comes Wang trying to come over the right shoulder. Segal holding him off. Rim Jong-un, all he does is win.
Unofficially moving on, Rim Jong-un and Pietro Segal.
Gonna run out of things to say about this young man. Beating some experienced skaters, but a good skate for Segal as well, knowing he had the double white tiger attack to worry about.
Well, that's always your concern too, if you're up against 2 strong members of the same team like the White Tigers. You know, maybe they're going to be going out the front, shipping off leads, or blocking you 1 inner, 1 outer lane, and it makes it very difficult if you're in position 3 behind 2 teammates that may be skating off track for you to pass. So Pietro Segal doing a terrific job, getting out early to make sure he could block that, and always being in between them if he was not in the lead.
So those results have been made official. There were no yellow dots that merited investigation, and so Rim Segal going through to the semifinals. High drama quarterfinals, it's only going to grow from here. Now we get to pick up the pace even more, as it's now time for the women's 1,000-meter semifinals.
500-meter
semifinals. Right, 500 meters. Knew it was going to happen at some point. I always get my days confused. I was just lucky yesterday I didn't go from the men's 500 into the women's 500, and then after one heat go, wait, what? We've got the figure. Thank you, partner. And so these semis will take us to our next ice resurfacing break. As you can see, it takes its toll. The stewards this weekend have done a fantastic job. When a skater's reaching for the line, it does tend to leave a bit of a mark. So, top 2 in each of these women's 500-meter semifinals will be advancing up to 1 fastest 3rd place skater. So, heat number 1 sees Kim Boutin. You heard the ovation. At a position number 1, she has Michelle Velzeboer next to her, Corin Stoddart, Kristen Santos Griswold, and Ariana Fontana. I mean, you can't finish that sentence because you look at that field. Look at it.
Well, these are some of the best. That's about all we can say in both semifinals here. The fastest skaters in the world.
It just goes without saying now that for some of these semis, even quarterfinals, you can now say on any given day that's an A final.
Go to the start. Ready.
And it is Boutin once again, one of the best off the line.
clash of skates between Fontana and Kristen Santos Griswold that put them down in that second corner, and now we have a race of 3.
And that was on the straightaway, so had it been on the opening corner, would have brought them back, so they were just getting going. But here comes Stoddard. She wasn't in position number 1, but she's trying to get there now.
Pass there, Michelle Belzebor stays on her feet.
Boutin trying to keep Corin Stoddard at bay. Stoddard is charging. Belzebor is right there as well, but Boutin looks like she's going to take it, and it's a photo for second, and I don't know. Belzebor may have done it.
That was incredibly close. Great work from Michelle Belzebor for getting back into that race. She went off balance in that turn, had to regain her footing, re-accelerate to get back onto Corey Stoddard and drive for the line. I think it was Stoddard who still got that second. Great skate from Kim though. Just textbook work from her, doing what she does best. Win that start, own that first position, and take it home. There's a look at the clash. Hard fall into the hip.
Santos Griswold fell a few times over 2 weekends in Montreal last season. Here's the move later on.
A drive for the line.
Can't wait to see the photo on this one. It is Stoddard by a tiny, tiny margin. Let's say 12 thousandths of a second. But they weren't in an advancement position at that time. Both Fontana and Santos Griswold were at the back.
Yeah,
they were both just trying to gain speed. Sorry.
Well, they were positioned 4 and 5 off the line, so they are having some ground to try to make up, and they're both trying to accelerate as hard as they can, move up into that 4th position and battle for it. And as a result, we see it here. Clash, the skates just coming together.
One skate going out, one skate going in. And
Santos Griswold, she almost runs up on her teammate Corey Stoddard there. First, kind of avoiding her blade, and then clashes blades with Ariana Fontana.
And I think that's a meme right there. Sitting down, passed her into the boards, you can almost just say, here I am again.
I don't know what it is about first weekends in Montreal of the World Tour for Kristen Santos Griswold, but it's a bit of a challenging start for her this year, as it was last year, but she can build off that experience.
Decision. Race incident, no rule violation.
There you go. So they will both go to the B final. But yeah, Santos Griswold did pick up 2 medals on weekend number 1 last year. But the second week.
It was the second week.
It was the second week. She spent most of her time picking herself up, wondering what happened. She joked about it when we were in Beijing for the 3rd World Tour stop. She keeps a great attitude, though. But Stoddard into another A final, along with Kim Boutin. And we will see 42-821 for Michelle Belzebor. Second semifinal, couple of Dutch lines. Cassandra Belzebor, Selma Poutsma, Courtney Saroux, and then Natalia Malashevska and Choi Min-jong.
Go to the start.
Cassandra's trying to point to something on the ice there.
I think she was identifying that Courtney wasn't on her dot.
Go to the start.
It's mind games.
Ready.
Poutsma, her quick start almost had to jump into second, but came up against Courtney Saroux, but it's Cassandra Belzebor, another world-class starter.
Well, Courtney Saroux doing a terrific job defending that second position from Poutsma, losing some footing though.
Got to regain the speed. That's opening the door a little bit for Poutsma to close it up, but it is 3 at the front. Cassandra Belzebor has a hard-charging Courtney Saroux coming at her. 1 to go. Malashevska now, and she clipped the blade of Poutsma there, I think, to get up into 3rd, but is Saroux going to make a push for the lead? No, she will not. Cassandra Belzebor goes through. I think Choi Min-jong made a late push for 3rd. So much happening there.
A lot to unpack from that race, just attacks coming from everywhere. Courtney Sereau making the charge on Sandra Velzeboer. She had a bad slip in that one corner. Then afterwards, she looked to be a little bit hesitant. Could she trust that blade or not? She kind of held back, went to more of a defensive strategy of the second position. You know what, let's make sure I get to that A final. That's more important right now than trying to make a heroic pass on a blade that I may not feel confident in. And then as we see Malashevska making the move on Selma Poutsma here, jumping up the inside. We'll see there's a little gap as the recovery leg of Selma Poutsma's coming through. It clicks with the skate of Malashevska, who's able to complete that pass. Another look at the line.
There's a possible contact from behind that they're looking. That would have been really just for third, but I think Chae-Min Jeong even got up there, but Poutsma was in third when the incident happened.
Well, I feel quite confident that Cassandra Velzeboer and Courtney Sereau were clean in that race. There won't be any calls there, but we'll look to see if there's anything else. That pass from Malashevska. And of course, Michelle Velzeboer sitting on pins and needles waiting for the decision. And the time as well, because it will be it will be slower. She will have the faster time, because Sereau is a 42.85 by the looks of it.
Yeah, so Velzeboer with Michelle Velzeboer with 42.821. So it's looking like those two places are determined anyway. And yeah, so in the end, no discipline. Cassandra Velzeboer, Courtney Sereau to the A final. We can catch our breaths again. So there you have the list of qualifiers. So that A final in just a little bit. Kim Bouteng, Cassandra Velzeboer, Courtney Sereau, Michelle Velzeboer, and then the lone eagle hoping to fly high, Corin Stoddard, will fly the flag of the USA as we head into the ice resurfacing break. There's a look at your B final. Of course, important Crystal Globe points on offer there. We now head into the break on the other side. This one's a quick one. It's in about 12 minutes, and we return with the men's 1,000-meter semis, and then we have the women's 500-meter finals. So stay with us.
Nous avons la demi-finale men chez les messieurs, les finales A et B, 500 mètres chez les femmes, les finales A et B, 1000 mètres chez les hommes, et finalement les demi-finales, 1500 mètres chez les femmes. So semifinals in the men's 1,000 and ladies 1,500 meters. We also have medal races in the 500 meters women's and 1,000 meters men's.
C'est maintenant le temps du quiz du circuit mondial courte piste présenté par Intact Assurance.
Answer. This Sunday is so special, so unique that not a lot of people actually get to do and get to be.
For the outside world, being an Olympian is very different from being a top athlete. Everyone's like, wow, you've been to the Olympics.
올림픽은 어릴 때부터 지금까지 제가 이 쇼트트랙이라는 운동을 할 수 있게 해준 원동력이라고 생각합니다.
When you're little, you start a sport. It's something you look up to. People who go to the Olympics, it's cool, but it feels far away. And now that I've done it, yeah, that's also kind of weird.
사실 한국은 이제 쇼트트랙 강국이다 보니까 올림픽을 이제 한 번 출전하는 것만으로도 되게 어려운데 저는 감사하게도 벌써 3번의 올림픽을 출전하게 되어서 그런 좋은 기회를 갖출 수 있게 되어서 항상 감사하게 생각을 하고 있습니다.
Being an Olympian is something truly special. We work really hard to get this title.
It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears under the Olympian title.
It's incredible. It's amazing feelings to be in Kazakh athletes on the Olympic Games. So I love my country. I'm so proud that Kazakhstan now runs.
All the athletes from young ages, they dream of this. I think it really means a lot for young Camila to achieve those goals and even fight for more.
I love watching the games, I love competing in the games, and hopefully I'm gonna love medaling at the games.
Being an Olympian is something that I think he will be with you all forever. It's something that will stay with you in your heart, in your mind. It doesn't matter what you do, you will always be an Olympian, and you will show it day after every day, after every day. It also, like, once you're done with your career.
Now the World Tour serves as Olympic qualification, and there is a criteria that goes into figuring that out. Tyler, how many spaces are up for grabs?
Well, what we're looking at is 32 spots in the 500 meter for men and women, 32 spots in the 1,000 meter for men and women, and then 36 spots in the 1,500 meter for men and women. So one thing to know is the maximum qualification per country is 3 skaters. So you can't have 4 or 5 skaters in the top 32 from the World Tour and all 4 or 5 be competing in that event at the Games. They're going to take your top 3. So that's when we start to look down the list. If a country like the Canadian Ice Maples were to qualify 4 skaters in the top 32, well, that 4 skater is going to be removed, and then that spot will go down the list.
Now, what about in the relays? Men's, women's, and mixed, all battling for spots. How many are they scrapping for?
Well, the relay has a huge significance in the selections of the teams. If you qualify one of the top 8 relay teams, you are qualified to the Games, and that allows you to extend your team quota to 5 skaters from 3. So that's a big impact on who you can send to the Games if you get your team in that top 8 for a relay. On the mixed relay, we're going to be qualifying 12 teams.
Now, with Italy hosting, they are one of the elite teams, so you would figure they would get a number of entries through the qualification formula anyway. But as hosts, how does that play with things?
Well, the benefit of being the host for the Olympic Games is you get an automatic qualification. So their relay teams are already put through. They already know they're going to get that full quota of 5 male and 5 female skaters. So it alleviates some of the pressure there. But again, they're not here just to qualify. They're here to win.
All this counting down towards 2026.
It was in Albertville in 1992.
I don't know that. 1988, I think. Oh, okay, the next one. 1988? 1992. Yeah.
92 or 4. 4. 2? Oh, damn it. Ooh, something like 92, but I'm not 100% on exact. I am? Damn.
Wu Dajing from China.
Wu Dajing. Yeah, it's Wu Dajing for sure. With the first one, I don't know if I followed it for that long, but I know Intermission is one of them.
쇼트랑 스피드? 그건 모르겠는데. I don't know. It was a Dutch skater, if I'm not mistaken. Termors. My bad, bro.
Has to be Charles Hamlin. Is that Hamlin?
Charles Hamlin.
I think that would be Charles when they won the relay last Olympics.
I don't know, Fontana. Yeah, because he made it last, the relay.
I think the most decorated speed skater in Olympic history is Ariana Fontana. I'm right? Okay, yeah, nice. Okay, let's go.
Ariana Fontana.
Maybe Ariana Fontana.
Ariana Fontana?
Well, this question is easy. Ariana Fontana.
Ariana Fontana.
Serez-vous présent pour encourager votre équipe canadienne? Oui ou non? Choisissez la bonne réponse, s'il vous plaît. Alors oui, pour 273 personnes, merci beaucoup. Et notre gagnant est Chali avec 6684 points. Bravo Chali, vous pouvez vous présenter au balcon du côté sud de l'aréna où un bénévole fait des saluts à la foule. Chali, merci de vous présenter au balcon.
PVC Patinage de vitesse Canada, PVQ Patinage de vitesse du Québec, Gouvernement du Canada, Gouvernement du Québec, Tourisme Montréal, Ville de Montréal, Comité olympique canadien, BEL, Intact Assurance, IGA, Plaza Montréal, Universel Montréal, Parc olympique, Aéroport de Montréal, Nagano Skate, Café William, Association régionale de patinage de vitesse, Matrec, Subway, Das Food Truck et Moosehead. Un grand merci à nos partenaires. Big thank you to our partners. We are just under 2 minutes away from the start of racing. I'd also like to ask any spectators that like the Canadian helmets. If you find the Canadian helmets are cool, please go visit our local helmet designer, Sim Cool Art. He has a booth here at the Maurice Richard Arena. Si vous aimez bien les casques personnalisés de l'équipe
I don't know if that was long enough break, because it's go time again. Coming up next, the men's 1,000-meter semifinals. And then Tyler will be called into action with the women's 500-meter finals. Time to hustle down there once again, and then come back up for the men's 1,000-meter finals. But we're just about to come on the ice. And so the top two from each race and up to one fastest third-place skater will go to the A final. 5 in one, 6 in the other. That's because we had a separate advancement from one of the races. So 6 skaters in 1,000 meters. We'll talk about what they have to do, I'm sure, in just a little bit. But 5 are on the ice right now. Here's a look at Dan Koss, the orange kit, the orange helmet. This one also sees big William Danjanu, Pietro Siegel, Roberts Kreuzbergs, and Rim Jong-un. And so Rim Jong-un now going up against some real heavy hitters. He's got the Crystal Globe winner, the 3rd place from the Crystal Globe last year. Let's see how he navigates a field absolute full of these guys. Of course, he does have a win yesterday, but.
Well, this is the first time that we're seeing William Danjanu go head-to-head with Rim Jong-un in the same race. So we haven't seen those two put against each other just yet. So this could be very interesting.
Going to the start. Ready.
We're on
to the first of two semifinals in men's 1,000 meters.
Position one, Seagal, big exhale. He knows the task in front of him. Out of position 5, now I watch it unfold for a little bit and decide when do I have to start moving up.
Well, Dan Toss doing what he's been doing all weekend long, immediately getting to the front of this race, trying to defend from that lead position, look for the opportunities, but William Danjanu is going to make the move up the inside. William Danjanu put in a huge effort in the quarterfinals, putting down a 123,000 meter.
Rim Jong-un just goes shoulder to shoulder against Robert Krusbergs. He lived to tell the tale, but now he drifts back to 5th. Seagal to 3rd, Krusbergs to 2nd. Seagal for 2nd now.
Well, William Danjanu's at his best, controlling the race from the front, but he loses his left footing and he's down.
And he is down, and it's Seagal now. And the job for Rim Jong-un just gets that much easier. He had a lot of guys to pass. Now there's one fewer. He's up into 2nd. He gets in front of Seagal, who I think lost some speed around the corner. Unfortunate for Danjanu. Seagal trying to close it back up on Rim. But here comes Krusbergs, here comes Koss, here comes Seagal. And it is another win for Rim Jong-un.
Well, great finish from Rim Jong-un. Pietro Seagal doing a great job challenging him at the end of the race. A very unfortunate fall from William Danjanu. Just kind of caught him off guard, misplacing the left foot as he's going through the corner exit, and that put him down. So really a shame, because we were really looking forward to that matchup between William Danjanu and Rim Jong-un at the end of that race, and we still haven't got a true showdown of those two skaters yet.
What happened?
Well, we'll watch for it
last season
on the replay.
Last season just went so spectacularly well for him. Doing it once is one thing, doing it twice another. There is a lane marker there.
Yeah, I think it looked like he broke out just before the lane marker just got caught up with his leg as he went down. It just shows you they're skating on ice. You know?
What?
And it's not always the most reliable thing you can have under your feet. We're on day 4 of racing here. The ice has been taking abuse over the course of 4 days, all day long. Many track floods. That softens the ice up over the course of the weekend. William Danjanu sitting there, I'm sure disappointed with the unfortunate fall, but here we are.
Disappointed, but he knows he will be back. Krusberg's a 124.858. See if that holds up. Danjanu loves to talk about how he wants to make this such a show, makes it look like they're having a good time out there. That's why there's such emotion from him. Almost the best ambassador you can have for a sport when they're showing just complete passion for it.
Well, 6 skaters in this next semifinal. That's going to make those lead positions all the more valuable. I expect to see a lot of skaters fighting to get towards the front. Trying to stay in the back at 6th position is just going to make this race too challenging to have those last lap heroics.
You beat me to it. I was going to ask, how do you handle a race with 6 skaters?
Well, yeah, if you do find yourself in the back, that's somewhat like we saw with Stan de Smet in the quarterfinal, was if you are in the back and you know it's going to be tough, you may just have to sit there and wait and be patient, conserve your energy, and then as somebody else is looking to make the move, you have to be on your game. You got to be watching every single movement out there, because you have to strike in an instant to capitalize on anything occurring in front of you.
Just some great shots of the fire extinguisher being used. Our cameraman Frank, who is doing with you for the interviews, the skating cameraman, just getting some great shots there with the steady cam on the blades. De Smet, Shin, Sun, Liu, Dubois, Speckenhauser.
Go to the start. Ready.
Sun Long opting to tuck in further back, but Dubois, knowing the urgency of the situation, starts to meander through right now.
Well, and Stan de Smet opting to go right to the front of this race. A little bit different strategy than we saw from him in the quarterfinals. That, to me, is a sign that he knows he can't be relaxed and stay back.
the pressure's on in these situations. Sometimes the passes get rushed, and that's when the penalties happen.
Well, Lucas Speckenhauser was backed in 6. Now he's trying to work his way around this field, but it's a large pack there. Traveling quick, Stephen Dubois responds beautifully.
Third to first in an instant. Speckenhauser trying to do the same.
Well, Speckenhauser has just been hung out to dry there, lap after lap, finally getting into second position, but that's a huge effort made by him.
Dubois leading the way. Inside, 3 to go now.
Stephen Dubois accelerating the pace here. 2 laps remaining.
It's that much more difficult to pass, but there's the opening for Liu Xiaowang, and Shin follows him in. Shin into third. And Liu for the lead. Can he make it stick? Here comes Sun Long. Dubois in a battle. Who takes it? I think it's the Longs 1-2.
Sun Long, what a finish!
Dubois buried the head in the hands. He knew what was happening, but he's shaking the head now.
Well, Sun Long, just terrific job there. We saw him do that earlier, just driving out the outside, never quitting on that race. That was a spectacular finish from him. Liu Xiaowang, again, we can't talk about him enough. What incredible skating he's having today. Again, he looks so comfortable in that race, making that pass up in behind Stephen Dubois and then taking control. Stephen Dubois shutting it down too early. He knows he made a mistake there. That's an error. That's the one it haunts you after that race. Let's get another look here. This is that last corner. Sun Long on the outside. Stephen Dubois looking, just hesitating. Right there, too relaxed. He needed to drive forward a little bit harder.
At the last second, he realized that Sun Long was right there. It is not over until it's over, said Yogi Berra. That was turned into the world of cliche. But Liu and Sun and these Chinese lungs, maybe not their best season last year, but they're back now.
That's right. Sun Long, had some strong performances throughout the year, but Liu Xiaowang was just not showing that he was quite in the form that he was as the Olympic champion before. To be honest, I wasn't really having him on my radar for putting him up to these A finals, but he is just skating terrifically. It looks like he's back to his old ways.
The two of them just consistent, which maybe was lacking. Sun did make those semi-regular podium appearances, and the third place time is Roberts Krusberg's 1:24.858, and so there is your A final. And the B final, which will be before that. It'll be nice for Roberts Krusberg's. Montreal has been good to him for international podiums. And now we have final time for the women's 500 meters. B final up first. And they will get the, let's just say, the light introduction. The lights stay up. Choi Min-jong, Natalia Malashevska, Selma Poutsma, and Kristen Santos Griswold. Just 3 skaters actually on the ice. We'll see who's down there.
Starting in lane number 1, representing the Polish Hussars, Natalia Malashevska. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, representing the Dutch Lions, Selma Poutsma. Et de la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, representing the USA Eagles, Kristen Santos Griswold.
So 3, Fontana and Choi Min-jong listed as did not start.
Ready.
3 skaters, a whole lot of room for a 500 meters.
And there's the blistering quick start from Selma Poutsma on the outside of Malashevska. Not easily done whatsoever. Malashevska has some work to do. These two had an incident in the previous 500-meter semifinal. Well, Malashevska looked for the pass again. She's now closed the gap.
Santos Griswold, of course, also good in the longer distances, but just a step behind off the start. Now she finally closes it up with a lap to go. Is there room to make a move? She's trying to go around the outside, around Malashevska, the dash to the line, and Kristen Santos Griswold takes it. Not off the line as quickly as Selma Pausma was, but she did not give up the fight, even with that gap there.
Well, a great finish from Kristen Santos Griswold. As you mentioned, Gavin, she has the endurance, she has the stamina, she can carry that speed late into the 500-meter. Selma Pausma, while she has that incredibly quick start, that top speed in the first couple laps, she often really starts to lose her speed and decelerate in the last lap, opening up those opportunities. Malashevska here was set up very well. And then she looked to go on the inside. It might have been a better option for her to look outside of Selma Pausma as she was slowing down, but Kristen Santos, she opted for the outside pass, and she capitalized on that moment.
Reading the race well. Picks up the victory, albeit in the B final, but she will take it for all it's worth. Set up as the 500-meter finalists come out. We have the last two 500-meter world champions, Sandra Velzeboer, Kim Boutin. Velzeboer won the first 3 500 meters last season, sweeping the 2 in Montreal. So when the lights go down, let them take over.
La présentation des athlètes pour la finale A du 500 mètres. The athletes' presentation for the women's 500 meter A final. Starting in lane number 1 de la ligne numéro 1, 4 fois médaillée olympique du Canada, Kim Boutin! De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, she's the reigning world champion and world record holder in this distance from the Netherlands, Sandra Velzeboer. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, representing the USA Eagles, Corinne Stoddard. De la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, representing the Dutch Lions, Michelle Velzeboer. Et de la ligne numéro 5, starting in lane number 5, the reigning Canadian champion and 1,000 meter gold medal winner yesterday, Courtney Sauro. We have a 4-time Olympic medalist, the world champion and world record.
Let's see what she can do out of position 5. Perhaps the 2 quickest starters in the world, lanes heats positions 1 and 2. Michelle Velzeboer there. Corinne Stoddard, another one who is found the secret sauce, it seems.
Roll into the start.
blood to Boutin. She wins the dash to the corner.
Great start from Kim Boutin. She was so aware. You could see immediately as she got to the turn, looking around who's challenging her, relaxing that first corner, and now she starts to strike with speed.
The world champion of 2 seasons ago in the lead, the world champion of last season in the lead. Corin Stoddart sitting in third.
Courtney Stroh looking for any opportunities from the back. Sandra Velzebor trying to set up for an inside pass here on Kim Boutin.
Is she gonna make it stick? Yes, she will. She went 2 for 2 in Montreal. Sandra Velzebor tries to get her season off with a bang, and she does. Just knows her way to get to the finish line first.
That was too close to call.
Well, Cassandra Velzebor is so used to being in that lead off the start, showing her ability in a 500 meter, not only to lead start to finish, but to make a big move at a critical point of the race to capture that victory.
Boutin did get up for second, and I think Stoddart held on for third, and so just showing the importance of those positions on the start line in the 500 meters.
Cassandra Velzebor showing she started this season exactly where she did last year. An incredible performance in different fashion though from before, having to make this big inside pass on Kim Boutin, who skated that race so well.
She was the early leader in the Crystal Globe, just picking up those 500 meter wins. And a big celebration. Celebrate, gets a hug from her sister down on the ice, but just so ferocious out there. Cassandra Velzebor, another 500 meter victory. And there you go, Boutin silver for the Ice Maples. Corin Stoddart, the absolute model of consistency. Yet another bronze medal for her. Just looking back at what she did last season in Montreal, there was the silver or bronze in the 1,000, just like yesterday. And then continued with a couple more bronze medals the following weekend. So after this medal presentation, we are not taking a break just yet. We are keeping the finals train going. The men's 1,000 meter on deck. Corin Stoddart get another medal to the ceremony.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, la cérémonie de remise de médailles pour l'épreuve féminine du 500 mètres ici au circuit mondial Montréal 2025. The medal ceremony for the ladies 500 meter final here at the Montreal World Tour. Les médailles seront présentées par. The medals will be presented by the chief referee, Mr. Balash Kover. En troisième position et gagnante de la médaille de bronze, in third place and winner of the bronze medal representing the USA Eagles, Corin Stoddart. Corin Stoddart. En deuxième position et gagnante de la médaille d'argent, in second place and winner of the silver medal representing Canada, Kim Boutin. en première position et gagnante de la médaille d'or. In first place and winner of the gold medal representing the Netherlands, Alexandra Velzeboer. Alexandra Velzeboer. Mesdames et messieurs, les médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Not for the last time, I'm sure, for any of these three women. Goes Tyler, so I'll throw down. He's going to try to catch Sandra. Cassandra, yes, he does. He's got her. Just giving you the update on that. And now we'll hear from the winner.
Down here on the ice with Cassandra Velzeboer, what a terrific skate. Kim there put up a real challenge. How hard was it to win that race?
Yeah, it was really hard. She definitely did it right, and I'm very happy that I was able to pass eventually.
And how does it feel to win the first 500-meter event of the season?
Yeah, really good, you know, finishing off with a win last year and starting like this, it's really exciting.
Well, congratulations. Fantastic job out there. Would you do us the favor of throwing this into the crowd over onto this side over here?
Oh, they're changing things up today. Not forgetting that side of the audience. Sandra Velzeboer might have more to do before the 2 weekends in Montreal are all said and done. So they're going to quickly remove all the backdrops. We have more finals coming up as we look back on yet another Sandra Velzeboer victory here in Montreal. The updated Crystal Globe standings. Sauro and Velzeboer tied at 150. Stoddart at 140. Of course, that'll shift around. We still have the 1,500 meters to come as well. You might have heard that brief cheer. That was William Dongenou amping up the crowd ahead of the 1,000-meter B final. Doesn't matter whether it's A or B final. William Dongenou wants to put on a show. Final start list down. Koss, Steven Dubois, Shin Dong-Ming, Lucas Beckenhauser, and William Dongenou. We're doing William Dongenou's signature move, the W wings. And then from Sherbrooke, from the Ivory Coast. So we'll throw it to the ice as they introduce the starters in the B final.
De la ligne numéro 1, starting in lane number 1, representing the Dutch Lions, Dan Koss. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, representing Canada, Steven Dubois. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, representing the Korean White Tigers, Shin Dong-min. De la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, representing the Italian Gladiators, Luca Speckenhauser. And starting in lane number 5, de la ligne numéro 5, le Canadien volant, William Danginou.
Go to the start. Ready.
Cleanly away. William Danginou, I was saying, Tyler, always wants to put on a show. Doesn't matter if it's the B final or not.
Well, it's so great. He always gives the crowd a lot of energy, gets the people going in here, and I think he feeds off that energy himself. So love to see the showmanship out here from William Danginou.
His cost. We've gotten used to this.
Yeah, Dan Koss has been up to this all weekend long in the 1,000-meter, leading it out.
He's seen a lot of racing this weekend.
By the inside, there goes Shin Dong-min from the Republic of Korea.
To the lead now. Two Ice Maples, third and fourth at the moment.
4 laps to go. Dan Koss taking back his lead. Shin Dong-min now second.
William Danginou jumping up into second position. It's just unbelievable how quick he can make those moves for such a tall skater.
Dan Koss, Steven Dubois still sitting in fourth, and Speckenhauser in fifth.
Shorter. Danginou standing close to 2 meters tall. Almost too quick for his own good there.
Well, it takes so much awareness to be able to back out of something like that. William Danginou doing it there. Steven Dubois on the outside.
Great move for Dubois to take the B final. And he'll soak it in.
Well, a great result for Dan Koss there as well, finishing second, able to fend off William Danginou's attack.
Dubois going fast as Dan Koss able to hang on for the second spot. That will be 6th and 7th. Danginou almost had that speed wobble, lost some speed, then had to gain it all back. Dubois to take it. And Speckenhauser did just reach for third.
William Danginou, first one to make that inside pass on Dan Koss. Dan Koss did a terrific job blocking that inside attempt. William Danginou with the awareness to realize that he's not going to make a clean pass. That's when we see those failure to give way incidents. Quick reaction, he's just letting it go, shutting the speed down so that he doesn't go in and make contact. However, that kills all of his speed, and then he has to try to re-accelerate to make a later move. All the while, Steven Dubois sitting back, waiting for his time to strike, going on the outside, a nice clean move.
B invariably leads to A. Plenty of storylines to watch for in this one. You see Liu Xiaowang, I'm just checking his last international victory, gold medal came in December of 2023. He did not finish atop the podium in our inaugural World Tour season, but he's looking very good as we get them introduced.
The athletes' presentation for the 1,000 meter A final. De la ligne numéro 1, starting in lane number 1, the junior world champion in this distance, representing the Korean White Tigers, Rim Jong-un. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, bronze medalist in this distance at last year's World Championships, representing the Italian Gladiators, Pietro Sigel. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, third overall in the 1,000 meters last year, representing the Latvian Golden Stars, Roberts Krusbergs. De la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, representing the Chinese Longs, Liu Shaoang. De la ligne numéro 5, starting in lane number 5, also representing Team China, Sun Long. Take your favorites in this race. We've got a very strong lineup.
What's going to give here? Brave Soul would pick the winner out of this one. Krusbergs. Would be a great result for him. He had a silver to open the season last year in this distance in Montreal, third overall in the 1,000-meter discipline.
Go to the start. Ready.
It's lights out and away we go in the men's 1,000 meter ace final. Robert
Tough to dislodge on the front.
In first, Ring Jong-un, the gold medal winner in the 1,500 meters yesterday.
Almost has the vibe of a 1,500 meter start a little bit, but now it just gets quicker.
Yeah, very controlled pace to start this 1,000 meter off. Pietro Sigel moving up for the back to second position. Before this race picks up, Roberts Krusbergs now starting to accelerate the pace. We're 11.4 lap previously, that's quite relaxed, but now we're going to be dropping it down 10-1. The pace is escalating quickly as Pietro Sigel takes the lead. Roberts Krusbergs back.
And we've seen the Chinese Longs on the back before. That has not been a problem for them. Let's see what happens here as Rim Jong-un. I think we can say he's a phenom now.
4 laps to go here. Sigel back in the second now.
And now Liu Shaoang tries to get around Speckenhauser. It took him a second, but he does into third. Sigel in second. Rim is going away though.
Holding a lead, but Pietro Sigel now pushing, trying to close the gap.
This is the patented Sigel fight back. Rim Jong-un trying to defend. Here comes Sigel, so often on the podium, but now Sigel is gold.
Incredible finish from Pietro Sigel. It looked like he was out of it for a moment. He closed that gap, carried that speed. What a beautiful inside pass on Rim Jong-un.
So well deserved. So often we see him with bronze, we see him with silver. Did not have an individual gold medal last year on World Tour. He's starting things off here with one.
Well, Pietro Sigel and Rim Jong-un have actually gone head-to-head several times in heats and quarterfinals and relays over the course of this weekend. That is the first race. Pietro Sigel got the best of him.
Timed it just right. Sigel will get gold. Nothing's getting reviewed. The results are official. Rim Jong-un. It's not gold, but it's another medal for that young man. 17 years old, and Liu Shaoang gets up for bronze. So last year, the Crystal Globe story was William Dongenew and Jens Van het Vout, but now a whole lot of skaters are entering that conversation, and it could be quite the battle for the Crystal Globe this season. Absolutely well deserved for Pietro Sigel, and a moment to savor. Hug from Sister Ariana. alum, had made the trip over to the World Championships in Beijing. And with a home Olympics coming, oh man, cements his status as one to watch.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, la cérémonie de remise de médailles pour l'épreuve masculine du 1000 mètres. The medal ceremony for the men's 1,000 meters. Les médailles seront présentées par, the medals will be presented by the first assistant referee, Mr. Danny Lemay. En troisième position et gagnant de la médaille de bronze, in third place and winner of the bronze medal representing the Chinese Longs, Yo Shawang. Liu Shang. En deuxième position et gagnant de la médaille d'argent, in second place and winner of the silver medal, representing the Korean White Tigers, Rim Jong-un. Rim Jong-un. En première position et gagnant de la médaille d'or, in first place and winner of the gold medal representing the Italian Gladiators, Pietro Sigel. Pietro Sigel. Mesdames et messieurs les médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Sigel will hope to add to his tally just a little bit. And the Gladiators will round off the weekend at the men's relay. But down to Tyler.
Down here at the ice with Pietro Sigel. What an incredible finish there. With 2 laps left in the race, there was a little bit of a gap that you had to close. How did you shut that down? Where did you find the energy to win that race?
Well, try to stay calm and close the gap with less energy I had and stay wide to try at the end. I did. I'm really happy. It's my first gold medal here. And here where I did my first big medal at the World Junior Championship 2019, and I'm really happy to be here.
So Montreal is a special place for you?
Yeah, always special for me. Thank you so much, everyone.
Well, congratulations. Fantastic. Would you do us the favor of throwing this out to the crowd? Thanks, Pietro.
Toss from Sigel. Last year he was a regular in the podium presentations, but did not win a gold medal, but quickly remedying that as we look back at the race.
We're on to the women's 1500 meters semifinals. 3 races. Les demi-finales. La distance de 1500 mètres.
Right back to it. Women's 1500 meter semifinals coming at you. 8 women on this start line. 2 green white tigers, 2 Japanese ninjas. I'll get into it in just a moment. The Belgian Ice Bear, Italian Gladiator, Czech Ice Spider, and the Dutch line. So there's Jaemin Jung, Nodohi, Hidai Ami, Nakashima Mide, Hana Desmet, Michelle Velzebor, Elisa Confortola, Petra Vankova. Very full ice.
From the Republic of Korea, number 80, Nodohi. Number 25, representing the Japanese
Michelle Velzebor, we just saw her in the 500 meters. She's more than happy to slow things down.
Wearing the number 4, representing the Belgian Ice Bear, Hana Desmet. Number 9, representing the Italian Gladiators, Elisa Confortola. 54, representing the Czechia
In the back of my mind, I can't remember when we've had a Czech skater in an A final, so that would be a sight to see them with a breakthrough. But Vankova getting into the semis here. But now Desmet, this is her preferred event, despite the fact that she's the 1,000-meter world champion, and Elisa Confortola to replicate what her teammate just did.
Well, it's nice to see Desmet up towards the front of the race early. Sometimes she has a tendency to be towards the back, but with so many skaters, you can't take that chance. Get yourself in a strong position up front early with 7 laps to go.
This race as the tension mounts with each passing lap with so many skaters. It increases the risk that something could happen, but Michelle Velzebor with a bump on Confortola there.
Well, I think Michelle Velzebor is gaining some confidence after a terrific race today. Make it to the A final, the 500 meter. She knows that she belongs in that top contenders in the A final.
Desmet on the front.
Defensive move from Hana Desmet, blocking the inside pass attempt from Elisa Confortola.
Desmet now just amping up the speed. Jaemin Jung recognizing the danger. Back she comes, so does Nodohi.
Well, watch this outside speed track of Jaemin Jung. Beautifully executed. She's an expert of this outside pass.
And she does make it stick. Makes it look easy. And looks like Jaemin Jung will take this going away. Desmet for second, Confortola for third. First 2 automatically moving on, and up to 1 fastest third place skater to qualify for the A final with 3 heats in the women's 1500 meters.
It's so great seeing so many skaters on the track. It really makes for a lot of drama. There's races happening within the race. You have people passing up toward the front, moves happening at the back simultaneously. So much action out there. But Jaemin Jung here, another replay, just an expert of that late outside pass to finish.
Didn't even say her name really until she wanted it to be said.
Just hidden amongst the back, waiting to strike.
Like her face not giving anything away. Looks like she has plenty left for the A final. There you go, Confortola, 2:28.34.
And I was gonna say, that's a little bit of the mental game that you're playing out there. You never want to show signs of fatigue to your competitors. You always want to look like it was easy. Even if you had to work your hardest to capture that win, make it look easy. You're trying to get into the heads of your competitors.
Good heat number 2. Long list. Diverse crowd here. Gabriela Topolska, Aurélie Levesque, Sandra Velzebor, Gloria Ioriati, Kim Gili, Maya Dora Somodi, Camila Cellier, and Cameron Lute. The young American put in a good performance in the repechage this morning. So a couple Hussars, a Rooster, Lion, Gladiator, a White Tiger, a Falcon, and an Eagle.
Look back, please. Go to the start. Ready.
Deuxième vague de demi-finale, 8 patineurs en piste, 8 skaters wearing the number 33 representing the Polish Hussars of Polska.
Position 1 taking the lead, but in this race, that changes quickly and changes often.
Representing the Dutch Lions, Sandra Belzebor. Number 16 representing the Italian Gladiators, Gloria.
I was saying when you disappeared for whatever reason, I was speaking with Sandra Belzebor that Crystal Globe standings for Sorrow are tied right now.
Well, that's right. We'll be starting to add up the points event after event to see how those Crystal Globe standings are shaking up, both individually and team. But Sandra Belzebor at the start of last year kicked it off with the lead. And here goes Kim Gilly on the outside.
Nothing to chance. She has Cellier following her. A whole lot of traffic on the ice right now. All the while, Belzebor and Yoriati play the waiting game a bit.
Well, this is a quick turnaround for Sandra Belzebor, having just done the 500, more of a sprinter. Her legs may not be feeling as fresh, so she's just trying to stay relaxed, stay calm in the back, save her legs for one big finishing move.
There's already that adrenaline high, too, with the 500 meters. What's left from it?
Here goes Iriati. He's looking to see if Sandra might try to jump on that outside move.
And she is a little bit, albeit a bit belated, but Yoriati trying to go all the way around to the front ahead of Kingi Lee. But here comes Sandra Belzebor.
Oh, watch on the inside there.
Oh boy, 2 went down.
Levesque goes down with Simone.
Just with a field that big, it's lucky it wasn't more, because that came from the middle and it was drifting out. Here comes Topolska taking a look. Sandra Belzebor, really what is left in the legs now. Topolska on the inside.
Great move from Topolska here. Sandra Belzebor had to re-accelerate after that incident. The legs will be feeling heavy right now.
It is Kim Gili. This is really her element, and she looking like she will cruise comfortably through. So Sandra Belzebor will get up for third with about a 2:27.1, which is faster than the previous heat. So that could be pole position right now for the 1 third place time. But Kim and Topolska.
Well, we're used to that from Kim Gilly, but Gabriela Topolska, last year world ranked 35 in the 1500, qualifying through to an A final. That is a huge result for Topolska.
We talk about which athlete is going to find that moment, find that whatever it is that clicks with them in the off season, and that might be that moment for someone like a Gabriela Topolska. Good result for her.
Well, and making an A final at a World Tour event can really be a huge boost of confidence to a skater. It gives them confidence in themselves. They buy into what they've been doing is paying off. The work they've been doing is moving them along forward. They're improving as a skater, so that's huge for the confidence. And so much of sport is confidence.
Was something of the summer of love for the Polish Hussars, with Kamila Stormowska, DNA Cellier getting married, Gabriela Topolska becoming engaged to teammate Łukasz Kuczynski.
So we'll see if we get a replay here.
So what is being reviewed, that incident, is on Aurélie Levesque, possible lane change in the corner from inside to out. That was Thibaut
Fauconnet.
Fauconnet, it was. French coach.
Incredible skater in his own right. Now French coach, multiple-time Olympian, World Cup medalist.
Final decision, penalty, number 45, France. Advancement, number 43, Hungary.
And so Maya Dora Somodi is advanced to the B final. Levesque penalized for this moment here.
So a legal late pass, just jumping up the inside was Levesque.
Alexander Velsborg within a hair's breadth of being caught up in that. And the last semifinal to come. Couple of Ice Maples, couple of Eagles, couple of Lungs, another Rooster. And I do not see Ariana Fontana.
And she did scratch from the earlier,
that was the
500 meter B final, so perhaps maybe just being cautious.
Roll to the start. Ready.
Another one of those in that situation of having just
like only in only 7 skaters in this race.
Medal. Surge of adrenaline. Stoddard, the same situation.
Gladiators, so we have now 2 Americans, 2 Chinese skaters, 2 Canadians,
so
and 1 French skater.
One that Stoddard's liking, of course, as well.
Well, here we go. There's the attack you've been waiting for, Gavin, all weekend long.
See if this is a commitment. This is an attack. That is Young Jingru launching it. This is not really to try to surprise and get a lap on the field, but this is stretching it early. Chloe Olivier recognized it as well. And so when you're in the second spot, how much energy are you wasting there?
Well, it's still a big effort to go and accelerate and jump onto that breakaway. However, Kristen Santos Griswold was not letting them have it. She was quick to respond, close that gap, and now they're going to be overtaken. Those 2 skaters, Young Jingru, are going to be tired. Chloe Olivier dropping out to the back of the pack.
And Sorrel, Wu-Tang coming as well, but Sorrel trying to get around Kristen Santos Griswold. See the early story being written for the Crystal Globe. Sorrel certainly one in the mix now.
Corey Stoddard just glued behind Kristen Santos Griswold there, not letting anybody interfere in getting between her and Kristen. But Courtney Sorrel has been looking strong all weekend, out at the front, and Corey Stoddard starts to respond to that.
Stoddard. USA Eagles just have that awesome 1-2 punch. If Santos Griswold isn't on her day, Stoddard is there, and vice versa. So that early acceleration being felt now. And Stoddard for the lead.
Well, this is a quick race here. You can see the fatigue hitting the athletes. The legs are getting heavy.
Courtney Stoddard trying to hold off Courtney Sorrel, and she will take this one. And with a 2:19.96, that one could be the 3rd place time. I believe it is. That's the fastest heat we've had. We're aware of the situation. They knew they could get a 3rd place time as well. Perhaps why there was that attack launched.
There was an advancement earlier, but it was an advancement to the B final, so that time was still available to qualify to the A final.
And confirmed, Santos Griswold to race for gold. Will be joined by a teammate, Corin Stoddard. Courtney Sorrel is also joining them. Just trying to see, first weekend last year in the 1500 was Kim Gi-lee on top. She will also be there. Stoddard again, just so composed. Her face always gives away nothing. The absolute epitome of focus. One white boot, one black boot. We notice those little differences, whatever works for you. We've seen them with 2 different brands too, completely, haven't we? There you have it. Stoddard, Sorrel, Santos Griswold to race for the medals, the final individual medals of the weekend. And that will take us to the next ice resurfacing, and when you come back, it is those final individual races of the weekend. The women's 1500 meter B and A finals, and so things standings resuming in about 22.5 minutes time, so a bit of a longer break this time. Time to catch your breath. See you on the other side.
1500 meter B final. Then we'll have the women's 1500 meter A final. And then to finish off the day, we will have the men's 5000 meter relay B final and the men's 5000 meter A final. Alors dans ce dernier bloc, nous allons avoir les finales A et B du 1500 mètres chez les femmes et les finales A et B sur les 5000 mètres chez les hommes. Il reste seulement 4 courses. Aujourd'hui, only 4 races left to go in this last day.
안녕하세요. 저는 김길리입니다. 이것은 제가 그릴 한국의 백호 그림입니다.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, right, okay.
Oh.
야, 망했는데?
뭐야 이거?
아니, 이거 그리란데 이거 너무 어려워. 아, 이거 너무 추하잖아. 이거 안 돼, 안 돼, 안 돼.
Hi, I'm Elisa, and I'm gonna be attempting to draw the Singapore Gazelles.
3, 2, 1, go. 20 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, time's up.
It's a cute version, just like us.
Hey, my name is Sean McAnuff, and I'm going to draw an Irish wolfhound.
Thank you so much.
That's a dinosaur. That's embarrassing. Like, that's really bad. That's a 2.
Hello, we are Kazakh Nomads, and today we're gonna draw our logo.
За 30 секунд ты должен рисовать?
Смотри.
Давай, давай.
Over the course of the race weekend, we often see skaters jogging around, warming up and preparing for their races. Today, we're gonna go join Niall Tracy and warm up with him.
When you're warming up, do you have like the same routine that you go through all the time?
Yeah, so like, and it's sort of similar to what I'll do like back home, like on a training session. And then be like, oh, I get myself running, like get the body temperature up, like blood flowing.
So it's usually a 10-minute warm jog is kind of what you're on a practice day like this.
Yeah, around and about. I sort of like have like a bit of a routine. So if I know my race, let's say my race is going to be at 5 o'clock now, I'll be up here just before 20 past. Start the warm up, and then once it's 20 minutes to 5, then I'm like, okay, now that's my time. I go downstairs, I get ready. And some athletes like to just go out and they are ready just as their race is about to go on.
Right.
But I like to go out maybe like 1 or 2 races before, watch it, and like get myself excited about racing and about like what I'm gonna do.
I guess like the ease of the running is like, you know, no matter where you're gonna be, you can run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How much of it is also like mental prep and sort of like calming, like if there's a calming factor to that routine of doing it every time?
Yeah. But there's also like the part for me where I'm like, so let's say I'm here and I can see the ice or I'm running around. Sometimes I might be like, oh, I'm going to go outside of the ice rink and I'm going to run a bit further away and just take myself out of the environment. Because the racing days are long, and if you're in that environment for the whole time, that's also can be mentally draining.
Yep.
So it's like every athlete will have their own sort of ways of managing it, and like they'll change over time. So it's just sort of finding out like what's best for you. What's best for me is not going to be best for another athlete. So yeah.
So it's personal, it's individualized, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome, and yeah, good luck this weekend, this season, and
thank you.
Yeah, we'll be watching. So
thank you very much.
So this was a really important day of my life and our life with Kamila. I married Kamila Stormowska, who became now Kamila Cellier, because she took my name. And yeah, happy life.
Yeah, I don't know what can I say. This will be and this is the best day we've ever had, and I hope nothing will beat this.
This is Ruby, this is our new kitten. Yeah, we already have a cat, Yuki. So this is the second one. I have 2 mini Dutch lions running around in the house.
Oh, that was really cool. Me, Britt, and Aaron all got to go to The Voice. It was kind of like a surprise thing. We didn't know if we would be on it or anything. We had no idea what was going to happen, but they announced us. We got to watch. It's really crazy, like the production value that they put on, and yeah, I got to sit in the chair.
So I'm a father right now. I have a kid like almost 3 months old. So it's a big step in my life to like, I'm a father right now. It's amazing, it's incredible feeling, so I'm happy. The short track is my life, but I have a wife and baby right now, so I know how it works, but the life is getting better and better like every day, because like you can feel it, like small baby in your hand. It's amazing.
C'est le temps de vous dégourdir avec la dance cam. It's time to get up and boogie with the dance cam. Monsieur DJ, faites-nous danser. Let's go people, dance a little. Allez, on se lève, on se peut chanter aussi. Allez les amis, on danse, on se lève et on danse. A little ABBA to dance. Dancing queen, we have dancing queens here today. Est-ce qu'on a des reines de la danse dans l'assistance? Come on, dance, dance, dansez! On se lève et on danse avec son drapeau silver. Allez jeune homme, allez jeune homme. Plein d'énergie, full of energy. On se lève, on danse, get up and dance. Allez, get up, danse. Les enfants ont plus d'énergie que les adultes. Kids are more into it than the adults. Allez, jeune homme, montre-nous ta belle casquette du Canada. Allez, on danse. On lâche pas. Allez, allez, continuez, oui, 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 dansez pour l'encourager. Et on danse pour Courtney Savo. Un grand merci à nos partenaires et commanditaires. A big thank you to our partners and sponsors. International Skating Union, Telio, China National Sports Group, TVC Patinage de vitesse Canada, PVQ Patinage de vitesse Québec, le gouvernement du Canada, le gouvernement du Québec, Tourisme Montréal, la Ville de Montréal, le Comité olympique canadien, Bell, Intact Assurance, IGA Plaza Montréal, Universel Montréal, Parc olympique, Aéroport de Montréal, Nagano Skate. Association régionale de patinage de vitesse, Matrec. Subway, Burger Truck et Moosehead.
minutes away from the start of racing. Here with the 1500 meter B final. After that, the 1500 meter A final, and then moving on to the men's 5000 meter relays. Some après moins de 2 minutes, début des courses avec la finale B du 1500 mètres et ensuite la finale A du 1500 mètres chez les femmes. 1 minute away from the start of racing.
Back to the action. Just a few moments time, women's 1500 meters, B final, A final, medal ceremony, and then the men's relay finals. And the last block of racing. And I have no doubt we will finish the way we started, with excitement assured. The B final coming up. 7 on the ice. Zangiza, Chloé Olivier, Alexandra Belzebor, Camila Cellier, Elisa Confortola, Nodohi, Maya Dora Somari. So, skater like Belzebor, she's chasing that crystal globe, wanting to come out on top in this one.
La présentation des athlètes pour la finale B du 1500 mètres, the B final athletes presentation for the ladies 1500 meters. De la ligne numéro 1, starting in lane number 1, representing the Chinese Longs, Zhang Yitze. Starting in lane number 2, de la ligne numéro 2 de la France, Chloé Olivier. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, representing the Dutch Lions, Xandra Velzeboer. Starting in lane number 4, de la ligne numéro 4 de la Pologne, Camila Cellier. De la ligne numéro 5, starting in lane number 5, representing the Italian Gladiators, Elisa Confortola. De la ligne numéro 6, starting in lane number 6, representing the Korean White Tigers, No Do-hee. Et de la ligne numéro 7, starting in lane number 7, representing the Hungarian Falcons, Somodi Mayadora.
Opportunity here for some top 10 finishes. You look at the likes of Somodi, ranked 28th in the world, Olivier ranked 26th.
Very different start compared to the one of the third quarterfinal where we had the Chinese
and they're off.
Starting essentially with a sprint. This one is almost
no worries about time, of course. And so this
looks like no one wants to take the lead.
I think the definition of the tactical game.
Absolutely. Obviously, nobody has it in their strategy right now to take the lead of this race.
Confortola almost meanders around the corner, took a look up at the screen. Probably could have checked her watch, taken a sip of coffee.
And the anticipation builds to see who is going to make the first move.
We're going to be fondly remembering this when it's chaos near the end.
It finishes very fast.
You can see the athletes are all looking around, paying close attention. This is working out to the hands of Sandra Velzebor. Here we go, Somodi now.
That's enough. No more games. Time to go. Let's see what you got.
Beyond the Hungarian skier.
Not a full-on throwdown just yet, but Olivier.
So 9 laps to go, 1,000 meters left in this race.
Representing the French Roosters, sitting in second.
Right now.
Sitting in third. Sandra Belzebor, the 500-meter gold medal winner from a few moments ago, sitting in fourth.
Here comes Confortola. Didn't want to be on the front earlier. Well, she does now. Speed has picked up. Somebody is not going to let it get away.
Holding on to her lead, the 2024 World Junior Champion in this distance. Out in front, she is followed in second by the Italian gladiator Lisa Confortola.
Would love to get some results. Hungarian Falcons, of course. Petra Yaspati, really their standard bearer last season, ruled out with an injury.
Sandra Belzebor now winding it up. Elisa Confortola striking at the front. Now she's starting to accelerate, open up a gap here. Sandra Belzebor looking around the outside.
What's left in the tank for Belzebor? She won the 500 meters. There is a late surge. There is a crash.
Zangize down.
And up the inside, Belzebor taking the lead, and there's a gap. Nodohi trying to close it, but it's looking like it will be Belzebor. Confortola making it close. Talking about the importance every point in the Crystal Globe standings, even in a B final. Belzebor wants to win.
Well, all those points will matter as we get towards the later stages of the World Tour to see who our victor will be at the Crystal Globe. But that race really played perfectly to the hands of Sandra Belzebor. We know she's the sprinter. We know she's got the top end speed. So the slower start, the 1500 meter, really worked to her advantage, where she can manage her energy expenditure and really use that high end speed in the closing laps to take that victory.
Somebody on the front so long, finishing in 5th. No, did get up for 3rd.
I think Elisa Confortola also just had a well-executed race, got in position towards the front, position number 2, biding her time, waiting to strike, but just couldn't match the finishing speed of Sandra Belzebor.
Race win for Sandra Belzebor. We now get set up. They are reviewing that incident, possible lane change from outside to in on no. But it is also possible shared responsibility as well. I feel like that almost goes without saying that there's always almost possible shared responsibility. But it is nice to clear it out that these incidents do have that gray area. It's not all cut and dried and obvious.
Well, the officials certainly don't have an easy job. So looking at Nodohi on the outside there, coming across, making some light contact with Zangize.
To the ice.
Final decision. No penalty for shared responsibility between number 80, China, and number 26, Republic of Korea.
There we go. Shared responsibility. You're both to blame. The short track equivalent of apparently saying that. All right, setting up for our last individual A final in Montreal, at least for this weekend. Let's see the results.
Individual distance A final.
Didn't I say that?
Oh, did you? I thought you just said last A final.
I understand that by this time of the weekend you probably tune me out. I'm okay with that. But yes, if I didn't, it's the last individual distance of the weekend. Men's relay finals still to come.
Mesdames et messieurs, la présentation des athlètes pour la finale A du 1500 mètres. The athletes presentation for the ladies 1500 meter A final. De la ligne numéro 1, starting in lane number 1, representing the USA Eagles, third in the 1500 meters last year, Corinne Stoddard. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, the 1500 meter vice world champion representing Canada, Courtney Saroux. De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, representing the USA Eagles last season's Crystal Globe winner, Kristen Santos Griswold. De la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, the 2023-2024 Crystal Globe winner representing the Korean White Tigers, Kim Gi-lee. De la ligne numéro 5, starting in lane number 5, representing the Polish Hussars, Gabriela Topolska. De la ligne numéro 6, starting in lane number 6, the three-time Olympic champion and world record holder in this distance, representing the Korean White Tigers, Trey Min-jung. Starting in lane number 7, first overall in the 1500 meters last year, representing the Belgian Ice Bears, Hanna Desmet. Ladies and gentlemen, we have last 2 seasons Crystal Globe winners in this race. The first overall in the 1500 meters, the vice.
A lot of skaters we're used to seeing. Some we're not so used to seeing in an A final. What kind of day this could be for the likes of Gabriela Topolska. It's a tall order. It's a stacked field.
Go to the start. Ready.
And the ladies 1500 meter A final is underway.
Who love to be at the front, Stoddard and Saroux, but KSG
Griswold moving by the outside. Leaders and
Similar to the semifinal, both Kristen Santos Griswold and Corey Stoddard wanted to be at the head of the race. We've been seeing Stoddard do this all weekend long. We know how strong she's feeling. We've seen how strong she's skating. But Courtney Saroux feeling the same way already with the victory in the 1,000 meter this weekend on the World Tour, now leading this 1,500 meter final.
Victory from yesterday. Corinne Stoddard moving by the inside.
Santos Griswold pulled the flanking maneuver, both getting around. And here comes Hanna Desmet.
Griswold moving into the lead. Courtney Saroux now.
Saroux with a quick response, moving to third position. Oh, and down to the back, Choi Min-jung just loses her footing.
Desmet on the front.
We have 6 skaters left.
And a whole lot of skaters have the same thing in mind right now.
Kristen Santos Griswold.
Courtney Saroux to the lead now. Kim Gi-lee taking her turn to make a move.
6 laps to go. The skaters are skating along to
one
the
in the front. It's just a complete reshuffle on nearly every corner.
Kristen Santos on the outside, a little bit of a deep trap for Courtney Saroux there, pulling up some defense.
Inside, 4 to go. Who's going to make the next move? The pace is high.
Sauro looking incredibly aware out there. He checked his shoulders, looking around outside. Corey Stoddard now setting up.
Now 2 to go. It's Sauro, Stoddard, and Kim. Desmet is there. 1 to go. Sauro still hanging on. She has the home crowd trying to carry her home. Here comes Stoddard up the inside. It is not there, and it is Sauro. Emphatically, another gold.
Well, Gavin, one time winning the 1,000 meter, now winning the 1,500 meter. This is showing some dominance from Courtney Sauro right now. This is a statement to everybody out here on the ice. Watch out. To do that twice in 1 weekend, secure 2 victories, extremely difficult to do with the level of talent in this race. Incredible performance from Courtney Sauro. She just threw it down. She opened up, pedal to the metal those last 2 laps. No one could match her speed.
And when it's a quarter of the way, essentially, through this World Tour season, that's a challenger for the Crystal Globe right there.
Absolutely, that's going to put her up to #1 in the standings with 2 victories this weekend. That's huge, not only for her, but also her team in the Crystal Globe team standings.
And that Team Crystal Globe stands when you have the likes of the Lungs and the White Tigers all getting good results. This is just getting going, isn't it? Kim Lee up for second. Corin Stoddard, another bronze medal. There's just such this constant reshuffling. Head on a swivel throughout. Just met for 4th. Topolska, very creditable 5th place. And Santos Griswold and Choi for 6th and 7th. Courtney Sauro. Oh, that's a statement this weekend, to be sure. Megawatt smile. I don't think that's going to leave her face anytime soon. At least until we see her again next weekend. Results confirmed. Ice Maples again on top. White Tigers second. USA Eagles. Just a very good weekend for Corin Stoddard.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, la cérémonie de remise des médailles pour l'épreuve féminine du 1500 mètres. The medal ceremony for the ladies 1500 meter et final. Les médailles seront présentées par. The medals will be presented by the assistant referee, Miss Yang Yang. En 3e position et gagnante de la médaille de bronze. In 3rd place and winner of the bronze medal representing the USA Eagles, Corin Stoddard. Corin Stoddard. En 2e position et gagnante de la médaille d'argent. In 2nd place and winner of the silver medal representing the Korean White Tigers, Kim Lee. Tim Gilly. En première position et gagnante de la médaille d'or. In first place and winner of her second gold medal representing Canada, Courtney Sauro. Courtney Sauro. Mesdames et messieurs les médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Golden weekend for Sauro. Double gold. Or double bronze. For Corin Stoddard. She did it already. She should know. She has the interview coming up.
Courtney, what an incredible weekend. Gold medal in the 1,000, gold medal again in the 1,500 meter. At that race, you were battling out, fighting towards the front. What was the strategy for you? What was the race plan?
I didn't really have a plan. I think I just wanted to go with what my instincts were and how I was feeling in the moment. It was a long day today, so definitely wanted to stay towards the front because I didn't want to do a big outside with the legs right now. Really happy with how I raced it. Maybe a couple tight moves I didn't have to do, but yeah, I'm really happy with how today went.
Well, how did the crowd help you out there in the final stages of that race, bringing it home to the finish line?
Yeah, normally I don't hear anything when I'm skating, but I actually heard you guys, so thank you so much.
Congratulations, Courtney. Very well done. Great weekend.
Thank you so much.
One last round of applause for the Canadian skater, Courtney Sauro.
Sauro goes off. Look back. Second gold medal performance of the weekend. 2 more races to go until we wrap things up. Montreal on week number 1. We'll be back with you on Thursday morning. Long qualifying sessions Thursday and Friday before we do this all over again next weekend. There's the updated standings. Stoddard up into second now on 210 points. Sauro 250. All you need is any other skater. You just need a good weekend. Get another double gold weekend like Sauro just did. Right back in the picture. Men's B final, 5,000 meter relay. 3 teams on the ice. A little bit more space. Japanese Ninjas, Belgian Ice Bears, and Dutch Lions. These relays crucial for the team Crystal Globe standings. Of course, the individual results count towards the team standings as well, but the relay results count triple. Japanese Ninjas, Belgian Ice Bears, Dutch Lions. We'll go through the starting lineups as they get going.
Go to the start. Ready.
Just the starters, Yoshinaga, Kazuki, Ward, Petre, and Kai Hausmann. Japan has Miyata Shogo, Watanabe Keita, I mentioned Yoshinaga, and Matsuzo Shuta. Belgium, in addition to Ward Petre, has met Enzo Post and War Van Dam. Dutch, in addition to Hausmann, has Timur, Dan Kos, and Itzhak
14 Belgium, the Ice Bears. There's number 15, Stein Desmet. Number 74, Ward Petre. 75, Enzo Prost. And 77,
So I've already gone through, Tyler, just to catch you back up. I've gone through the importance of these relays for triple points for the team Crystal Globe standings.
And then we also covered the importance of these relays for the Olympic Winter Games qualifications, needing to be in that top 8 teams in order to qualify the Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina. And if your relay team qualifies, that means there'll be 5 quota spots available to your country to get your whole team there. So that's a big, big, motivator and reward for all these teams here.
Out, return to health over the next few days. See what kind of energy is back in the legs next weekend if he does race. It's just, even if you recover, that strength might take a bit to come back.
Well, as we're used to in the relay, in the early stages, teams are just starting to try to feel a rhythm, get into the race. They're not going to push it too early.
Dan Kos has had a weekend, hasn't he? We even saw him, we had to go through some repechage. Earning his stripes this weekend.
Belgian Ice Bears sitting in third is Matsuzo Shuta for the Japanese Ninjas. Les Pays-Bas, la Belgique et le Japon en troisième position.
Well, with only 3 teams in the relay, a lot more open ice, less stress on teams to need to fight for those front positions. You can still get a reasonably good exchange from position 3, but the added benefit is that you're in the draft. You're kind of just following the track pattern of skaters in front of you. You can be a little bit more relaxed, conserve some energy. You can see Miyata Shogo skating a little bit wider of a track in behind. Again, just putting less stress on the legs, waiting to build for that high-speed finish of the relay.
Long weekend for these skaters. Bits of saved energy pay off. Comes down to it. Dutch are back in front. They were second for a moment, but it's the Low Countries in front right now, the Dutch and the Belgians.
Dutch Lions out front skating a little bit of a tighter track pattern out in the lead. You can see the other teams, the Ice Bears and the Ninjas going much wider down the straightaway.
Swinging around the corner from the outside.
Matsuzo Shuta following in behind. Enzo Prost, our current leader. It's Santala, 14 Netherlands.
From kilometers away with that helmet.
Well, they're picking up the pace now. We just saw it jump. Now we're going under the 9-second barrier on the lap times. Towards the finish, top speed we'd be seeing from these skaters is probably around an 8.2 when they have that fatigue in their legs. 8.3 is very quick.
8.8, 8.7 range right now. DeSmet, these are going to be the closers.
Really wide track here from DeSmet, way out in the back, winding up. I think he's going to try to make a pass on this exchange. There it is.
All the way to the lead. But Delat fights back. And now we're off.
Well, yeah, that just sparks it, right? That's what sets it off. It's one move like that. Now everybody says it's go time.
And Koss, what is left in those legs? Wara Van Dam behind him. And then sizing up a move outside Watanabe Keita, perhaps. You see on the exchange. Not there just yet, but the Dutch starting to stretch.
Well, the Lions are absolutely attacking at the front right now. You can see that arm dropping down the corner exit, driving the right arm to help build speed.
The Dutch were winners of the relay on home ice last season.
Stan DeSmet up the inside of Miyata Shogo. All full crossovers all the way around on that lap.
This is looking like if the Dutch just keep the blades down, they will take the B final, but we always must point out that the ice starts to go at this stage.
The Ninjas have changed their exchange format again. We saw them do this in the semifinals. Now they're going to be back on exchange. Really interesting execution of this relay strategy here.
Got them into second. One more exchange allowed. Boer, Miyata, and DeSmet about to come in.
Well, there's work for Stan DeSmet, but if anyone can close, it's Stan DeSmet. Again, all crossovers, all the way around on a wicked speed track right now. He goes again.
And Miyata under real pressure.
Deep track, jump the upside.
Nice move, DeSmet for second. Just in time. Pick up second place in the B final.
Well, Stan DeSmet never afraid to go for it. You have to have that confidence in short track. Stan DeSmet never lacking in those late moment passes, late in the race, under pressure.
That move is getting reviewed as a possible illegal late pass. I don't think there's much in the way of contact, but it did force perhaps Miyata to go out wide, so leave it in the hands of the review crew.
There was the exchange that lit this race on fire. The attack happened all out after this point. Here's a look at that last jump up the inside, late entry there a little bit, but Miyata Shogo was looking to put up the defense by making a deep track entry. He thought Stan was going more around the outside. Stan DeSmet jumping up the inside as Shogo moved out wide.
And they confirm that's, yeah, it is official. Belgium will get second, the Ice Bears. Taking the runner-up spot in the B final by the Dutch Lions. Japanese Ninjas close, but third. And the final race of the weekend, as it always is, the men's 5,000 meter relay final. It'll be the Gladiators, the Ice Maples, the Lungs, and the White Tigers. And we'll see when they introduce the athletes. The Italians have always tuned up the orchestra. We'll see if they're continuing with that this season or if they're deciding to change things up on the introductions.
présentation des athlètes pour la finale A du relais 5000 mètres. The athletes' presentation for the men's 5,000 meter relay A final. De la ligne numéro 1, starting in lane number 1, third overall in the relay last year, Pietro Sigel, Thomas Nadalini, Luca Speckenhauser, Andrea Castinelli, Team Italy, the Gladiators. De la ligne numéro 2, starting in lane number 2, they're the reigning world champions, the reigning Olympic champions, and first overall last year, Steven Dubois, William Nangenou, Félix Roussel, Maxime Laune, Team Canada! De la ligne numéro 3, starting in lane number 3, silver medalists at last year's World Championships, Sun Long, Liu Shaoang, Li Wenlong, Chang Bohao, Team China, the Longs. Et de la ligne numéro 4, starting in lane number 4, Olympic silver medalists, Hwang Nae-hong, Lee Jun-seo, Rim Jong-un, Shin Dong-min, the Republic of Korea White Tigers!
As I mentioned, Gladiators tuning up the orchestra, and if I may, we'll see if they're on key in this one. I'll show myself Gladiators, just one win on World Tour last season, and it was at home. I'm sure they might just trade no wins on World Tour this season if it means they get a gold medal in Milan at the Olympics, but this will be a first good test for them. Nangenou, Speckenhauser, Hwang, and Sun.
Go to the start. Ready.
Guys we're used to seeing on that Gladiators, Sigel, Nadalini, and Speckenhauser, but Andrea Cassinelli, one we've just seen in the relays, big, tall skater.
Yeah, typically Privitali would be in the relay for them.
The Canadian team skating along to standstill just like they did last year, and just like they did the year
Look at the closers with Lou and the same Rim Jong-un throwing him in the deep end. Finish things off against those guys.
Well, the Canadian Ice Maples leading this out. As always, their favorite place to be in the relay. First position at the front.
Canadians bringing in Maxime Laune, Jordan Pierre-Gilles. Skated earlier, not here for the final.
L'équipe canadienne en tête, ils sont champions olympiques en titre, champions du monde en titre et premier overall au relais 5000 mètres l'année passée. Ils sont suivis en deuxième par l'équipe
won at home,
troisième
and then they won in Korea,
sur le
and then
circuit
the Dutch won in Tilburg, and the Italians won in Milan. So both Canadians and Lungs won twice last season. They were the top two in the standings.
This is a strong
So unlike the mixed relay, in the traditional 5,000 meter relay here for the men, there's no set exchange series required or number of laps. The only requirement is that each of the four skaters must skate at least once on the track. You do have the ability to change up the number of laps that you're doing. Maybe you want to do 1.5 lap exchanges, 2.5, 2 lap exchanges. Typically, though, we see all teams opting for that 1.5 lap exchange until we get that final lap, 3 to go. It will be 1 lap followed by 2. That's when we see that change up. However, at times, teams will play with that mixture there, that concoction of exchanges to throw off other teams, get their exchange sequence off track, which can then create some stressors for the other teams to work around.
Last year it was in Beijing that one of the Korean skaters just lost the edge on the blade, and it just was, you can't go fast, and they were just sort of waiting in the middle as they were down to 3 guys doing the relay. I think it happened early enough that they didn't lose ground, but it's tough when there's 3 skaters.
And the lap and a half kind of exchange rates kind of been set upon. It's the right amount of time on the ice skating to rest ratio, where you don't have to put in too much work too long on the ice, and you still get a proper rest before you go back out on track.
And at this stage of the game, the ice, always something to watch. There was just a relay done on it. There were just 3 teams, but it's also the end of the weekend. And the R&R will come, but not until after this. What's always cool about the last event being you realize that the teammates also gather around outside the track.
Everybody is out watching as the Gladiators move to the lead. Natalini starting to build a little bit, the arms dropping, the feet moving a little bit quicker. Maxime Lahoud responding.
Speckenhauser, Dongjanu's son, and Hwang Dae-han.
20 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start to feel your
shoulder to shoulder. And that's cost the Canadians a little bit. They didn't get the best exchange, and Liu Xiaowang is up into second, and the Korean White Tigers up into third.
Well, that was an incredibly tight inside pass attempt made by William Danjanu. Everybody stays on their feet.
Italy, China, Korea.
But now the Ice Maples have work to do from fourth. The Gladiators looking composed out front.
Natalini leading the way for the Gladiators. Inside 16. It's time to drop the hammer here in Montreal.
Well, we're inside that 20 lap marker. 8.3 lap time from the Gladiators. This is nearing top speed.
Look for second. Nice move, Hwang Dae-han. The Ice Maples, almost off balance there, Roussel, as he tries to close the gap.
Roussel is sitting in fourth.
Siegel and Rim.
Italy, Korea, China, Canada. The Canadians looking for an opportunity here.
Now Dubois around the outside for third.
The Italian Gladiators still out front. Natalini driving again, dropping this pace down as we move to 9 laps to go.
Oh, he's down on his own. There's nobody there to tag up.
There's no tag yet.
He's still, I think, the legal man on the ice.
Well, that's when the ice conditions are fading at the last laps of these relays. You gotta try to build, but you gotta be careful.
Rim Jong-un leading Felix Roussel, Liu Xiaowang. 6.5 to go. Down to the final few exchanges. The Canadians slip to third.
Well, great exchange from the Chinese lungs. Liu Xiaowang to his teammate Stephen Dubois now trying to move back up.
Shim Dongmin trying to hold them off.
Dubois just saves it.
That's cost them a bit more room, but here is Maxime Lahoud getting up right behind. Li Wenlong, is there an opening? Not there.
3 laps to go here. The ice conditions are suffering.
And one more exchange coming. Rim Jong-un.
Oh, the Canadians are off. Right. They need a tag up. They need a tag up.
It is Rim being chased by Liu Xiaowang. One of the all-time greats bearing down on the young pretender. The Korean White Tigers won the women's relay, and they are going to take the men's. And I think the Canadians will get up for bronze. Liu Xiaowang tried to close. It's just a gap that was too big. And the Italians, they had them slide off, and it was just a belated tag up that ultimately, I think, cost them there.
Well, the ice conditions were fading quickly towards the end of that relay. Rim Jong-un, you could just see him fighting, doing a great job, but ever so cautious in those last laps. And the White Tigers team put it together there. They stayed, kept their exchanges clean. They stayed up on their feet. They pushed the pace out front. What a great job from the White Tigers.
This Team Crystal Globe standings is going to be just the last three events are going to be incredible, because you know the Lions are going to fight back with big relay results as well.
Well, if you wanted action, that race delivered.
Always the way it ends, isn't it? The last result of the weekend. You throw in four teams, the absolute best teams in the relay. Throw in that ultimate X factor, ice that has been going through a whole weekend's wear and tear. Of course, it's 4 days this year.
Well, we saw it from Natalini there when he went to really attack the speed. Driving, there's an earlier look at the inside move from William Danjanu, but Natalini trying to attack that race on the turn. He put his left foot down, tried to push off it hard. The ice just broke right underneath him. And a few laps later, same thing happening to William Danjanu. This is probably a look right there. Yeah, you could just see that left foot start breaking out. He kind of saves it too, almost. Hopefully he didn't flip over again like he did last time.
Yeah, he tried to stand up.
And there, Stephen Dubois there. I don't know how he stayed on his feet, actually. That was incredible, but...
And then Danjanu, same corner. I think that's always, we're always looking for that one corner that causes havoc, and it was that one. But yeah, Natalini, just like in Milan where he fell, tried to stand up as he hit towards the mats, and in Milan he toppled all the way over in one of the viral moments of the season. That one he stayed on the rink.
But Rim Jong-un, there he is, bringing home the victory. This is someone to watch on this circuit now. What an incredible weekend for that young man.
Final decision, penalty, Team Canada.
And it was an illegal relay. They're ruled to go with 1 lap to go.
So we have to look here within the last lap. Was there an exchange?
Past the line.
That was close. It's not an easy angle to see it from. You have to make the exchange before the line.
Dubois had his hands on the helmets. I think he knew. And even after the push was made, it was almost half-hearted, just as if they knew, oh, we passed it.
So just to go over that quickly, at 3 laps to go, we get a gun. That identifies that there is one more exchange to be had, but that exchange, the contact has to occur before the finish line. In that incident, the Canadians made contact for the exchange after the finish line, so they are inside 2 laps to go. Therefore, it's a disqualification.
And so the White Tigers sweep the women's and men's relays this weekend. Chinese Lungs in second, and the Italian Gladiators picking up the bronze medal.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, la cérémonie de remise de médailles pour l'épreuve masculin du relais 5000 mètres. The medal ceremony for the men's 5,000 meter relay. Les médailles seront présentées par, the medals will be presented by the chief referee, Mr. Balash Koer, and the first assistant referee, Mr. Danny Lemay. En troisième position et gagnant de la médaille de bronze, in third place and winners of the bronze medal, Team Italy, the Gladiators. Andrea Castinelli, Thomas Natalini, Lorenzo Previtali, Pietro Sigel, and Luca Speckenhauser. Team Italy. En deuxième position et gagnant de la médaille d'argent. In second place and winners of the silver medal, Team China, the Longs. Li Wenlong, Lin Xiaojun, Yo Xiaowang, Yo Xiaolin, Sun Long, Tong Bohao. Team China. En première position et gagnant de la médaille d'or. In first place and winners of the gold medal, Republic of Korea, the White Tigers. Hong Kyun-hwan, Hwang Dae-hong, Lee Jong-min, Lee Jun-so, Rim Jong-un, Shin Dong-min. Team Korea. Mesdames et messieurs les médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
For so many teams. White Tigers, a couple of gold medals in the relays. The Chinese Lungs gold medal in the mixed relay. And individual success, of course. Petro Siegel, Courtney Saroux down to top.
I'm down here on the ice with the White Tigers. What an incredible race for you there. The women's team won gold yesterday. You come here to win gold today. How does it feel for Team Korea?
I'm proud of our whole team and so happy.
Are you having a great time here in Montreal?
Yeah, so so happy.
Congratulations to you all. Will you take a hat each and throw it out for us?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. We will have 6 items to be thrown into the
final toss for the weekend.
Show the Korean team some love.
celebrations for the Korean White Tigers this weekend. Good weekend for them. Looking back at this relay final, high drama as always. Do this all again next weekend, yeah? All gets going Thursday morning here in Montreal. With you just about all day. Friday morning, same thing. 2 days of qualifying this season as the rings beckon. There are the standings. That is for the relay itself. So in the relay, they get 100 points, but when you go over to the overall Crystal Globe team standings, that's where 300 big points go towards the Korean White Tigers.
I'd like to thank the volunteers, the organizing committee, the referees.
And there we go. After weekend number one, all to play for. Korean White Tigers with a narrow margin over the Canadian Ice Maples. Chinese Lungs in third, Dutch Lions in fourth, Italian Gladiators in fifth. But so much can change over the course of a weekend.
Next weekend for the second edition of the ICU Short Track World Tour.
Just a reminder, we have one more weekend in Montreal. We'll decamp and head to Europe for 2 weekends. One in Poland, 1 weekend in the Netherlands, and that'll be the end of the Crystal Globe World Tour season. Be the Olympics, and then we'll be back here for one final hurrah in Montreal for the World Championships. Week one, certainly one to remember, but we'll do this all again in just a few days' time. So on behalf of Tyler Dara and the entire crew that put this weekend together, an absolute privilege as always. My name is Gavin Day. Talk to you next weekend.